check. Check, check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Good morning. I'm tired. I'm sleepy. Hello, 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 hello. I still got the weird bug issue. Hello, hello, friends. I still got the weird bug issue where like there's music for you guys and none for me. Oh, there we go. I hope the volume. I hope that's okay for volume. I can't hear a thing. Hello, good morning. Welcome, welcome. I come to you once again having stayed up far too late, and 9 a.m. is far too early for me. Welcome, welcome. Sorry I'm running a few minutes late here.
I got that Fanta in my system! Fanta in my system!
There we go. I gotta get my chat stuff moved into their proper place. Dude, how's everybody doing? It's Sunday. On the one hand, the weekend is almost over. On the other hand, Sundays are a chill day, I think. Right? Sundays are usually a pretty chill day. What's your guys' experience with Sundays? Sundays always felt like, oopsie, the day where you intentionally try to do basically as little as possible. Historically, for me anyway. Where it's like Saturdays, you know, were always like the day where if you had things to do, if you had running around to do, if you had like shopping, if you had like events, if you had birthday parties, if you had stuff to do, that's a Saturday. Sunday was always like, go to church, go out to lunch, go home. And then the rest of the day was yours. It's snowing where you are? We had so much snow yesterday. I didn't mention it on stream, but we had a bunch of snow yesterday, so we've got a lot of snow. I don't think it's snowing right now, today. I'm still waking up. The best part of waking up is, what's this phrase? Coffee in your cup? Who is that? That's not Folgers, is it? Whose phrase is that? I don't know. Best part of waking up is MagicManMo in your cup. Coffee, something like that. Hang on. Is that who? You guys don't know what I'm talking about. They don't make jingles anymore. Right? When's the last time you heard a commercial jingle that wasn't ancient? Because sometimes you've got some commercials for some businesses, but the jingle's been around for like ever. Yeah, it is Folgers. I thought so. The best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup. That's what it is. Best part of waking up. Folgers is 2 syllables. MagicManMo is 4. I don't know how to like turn this into a catchy thing. I could just say Mo Man. Mo Man in your cup. We'll take that to the workshop. We're gonna steal their slogan and turn it into our own. That's what we're gonna do. I'll take that to the workshop. I won't take that to the workshop. I will promptly forget about it. Let's see here. Let's see here. Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. This game is gonna be so legendary. Oh gosh, I'm not prepared for the level of voice acting. Probably. I am not awake enough yet, friends. This is gonna be a problem. I gotta wake up. We are starting Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy, game number 3, Trials and Tribulations today. We finished game number 2 a couple weeks ago. I forget exactly when, but a couple weeks ago, something like that. So we're coming back from a bit of a Ace Attorney break.
Root beer, no!
Root beer, no!
No, root beer, no!
Root beer, yes.
Root beer, no!
Root beer, yes. I'm gonna have to run here in just a second. I'll top off my coffee before we get started, but also, I got smudgy glasses again, so I'll probably go clean my glasses. I'll probably go do that here in just a second. My smudgy glass. I swear, the only way I try to like adjust my glasses is like sides, bottom, middle. But then I get smudges all along the top. I don't know where they come from. I don't understand. Back to lurking? Lurk away, my friend. Playing Ace Attorney today. Tomorrow, by the way. Not... What would you call Ace Attorney? A visual novel mystery? A detective visual? Would you call it a visual novel? Feels weird to call it a point and click. I don't know. I'd have to look at the description. Actually, I'm curious. What do they call it? You guys are probably getting a cacophony of noises right now. Detective visual novel, story-rich mystery. We're playing that today. Tomorrow, we're jumping into a point-and-click game. We'll be playing Deponia, game number 3. Goodbye, Deponia. At 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. So if you want some point-and-click action, that's... Hello? That's tomorrow. You can tune in. I sit over here for Ace Attorney, right? I think so. There we go. Alright. How's that volume? Is that too loud? I think the title volume is a little bit louder than the game, so it'll probably quiet down a little bit. Hang on. Before we get started, I gotta go take care of my glasses, and I'll top off my mug. Yeah, okay. Alrighty, I'm back and at it. Volume's perfect, good. It's what I like to hear. Of all the things that I hear, that is one of the things that I enjoy. Hello friends and welcome to Let's Play Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy. I'm your host, MagicManMo. We are continuing, I think. Wait. I think so, right? Do I continue or do I need to hit new game and then click chapter 3? Whoops, hang on. Hold on, go back to the main menu. Oh, title screen, there we go. I don't remember. Trials and Tribulations. There we go. I forgot how to start a new game. The words new game probably are a clue and a hint in how to start a new. I kind of forgot. Guys, it's been so long since we've started a new game. It's been so long. Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations. They do have an episode selection now that it's the like the anniversary update or whatever the heck it was, but I'm not gonna click it because I don't want any spoilers. We're gonna hit play this game. Episode 1, Turnabout Memories. God, you know, considering, speaking of Mia, this is Mia, I'm pretty sure, and not like some sort of doppelganger, and I'm not like losing my mind. But speaking of Mia, I thought at the beginning of the trilogy, when we met her as like the young pupil, because she was like our mentor or whatever, the pupil to Mia, I thought we would have a long standing relationship working together on case after case, and then she died really early, and I was like, oh wow, that's crazy. I guess we're not gonna see much of her ever again. And then with the whole spirit thing, we've actually interacted with Mia quite a bit more than I expected after her death. But this is episode 1, Turnabout Memories. So are we gonna have flashbacks? Are we gonna have yet even more cases regarding the Faye family? What could this mean? Looking at this for clues, we've got, you know, the courtroom and Mia as a lawyer. That seems like pretty straightforward, but also we've got what appears to perhaps be a younger Mia. I don't know of any other sisters to Mia besides Maya, and that's definitely not Maya, unless that's a younger version of Mia's mother, which could be, actually now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, because the Faye mother, the Faye matriarch, is missing, I think the dad was confirmed dead, like he was passed away or killed or something. I can't remember exactly, but the mother, I think, is actually just missing. Got an umbrella of some kind. What is going on with Phoenix? He's got some sort of heart-shaped crystal amulet, and he's having a fantastic time. All right, let's find out. Are we going back in time? I doubt we're going back in time like Doc Brown style, like Back to the Future style. I doubt we're time traveling, I should say. But we might be flashing back in time, yes. Perhaps. That's what I think we might be doing, yes. Let's play Turnabout Memories. How did I get into this mess? Oh, what's happening? Why? Why did I do that? I ask myself that all the time. Huh? Phoenix and Mystery Man? That girl, you shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you for your sake. If you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news. You're lying. Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Stop it! Hold it! Don't talk about her like that! So did Phoenix just like murder a man? What? Phoenix, what is this? What is this sweater? What is this? A bright pink sweater with a red heart and a P. P for Phoenix? Oh, sorry, I didn't read. I didn't do it. What? Huh? 5 years earlier at the Mia Fey second trial. Huh? This painting really never has changed. April 11, 9:40 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 3. Mia Fey second trial? Two guys fight over a girl. I imagine the only other girl I can think of that Phoenix hangs out with all the time is Maya. But who was that other guy? I don't think we know who that was. Was he warning us about Maya? About Mia? About someone else entirely that we haven't met yet? And we're playing as Mia, perhaps? The plot thickens immediately. Morning, Derica. I know I'm not super awake yet either. Phew, it's finally time. I'm kind of nervous. Ahem. Oh yeah, Mr. Grossberg, because Mia worked under him for at least a while, I think, if I remember right. Sanic, what's up? Good morning. Oh, Mr. Grossberg, good morning.
Mia, please calm yourself down. You're going to get yourself arrested for suspicious behavior, you know.
What are you talking about? I am relaxed, Mr. Grossberg. Look at me. I'm relaxed.
Let go of my lapels. You obviously haven't gotten the temperament to be a lawyer.
I'm sorry, so sorry. It's just that I'm so nervous today.
Oh, that's right. This is your first time in the big leagues, isn't it? Well, never you fear, my dear. I, Marvin Grossberg, am at your service.
Actually, this is my second time in court.
Still, you surprised me. What with your earnest request last night? Let me handle this case, you suddenly said. And quite forcefully, too.
I just found out yesterday about the case, I mean.
What? And you've already learned all the relevant facts?
Well, about that, you see, I mean, of course I have, I think.
Oh dear. In any case, don't let our client see you're so nervous. You see the poor young man in the pink sweater over there? That's our client.
In the pink sweater? Well, the only person we've seen with a pink sweater so far was Phoenix. What? Good morning there, everybody. Okay, so I know it said 5 years earlier, but was Phoenix in the pink sweater the 5 years earlier? On the timeline, when is this? Good morning. Try to keep smiling, Mia. I just want to say I'll give it all I've got. Yup, it'll be fine, no problem. Achoo! Got you. Phoenix is not having a good time. He's ill. Oh, what's wrong? Do you have a cold or something, Mr. Wright? Actually, it's Wright. Like the Flying Brothers. People screw it up all the time. And yes, I have a cold. That's what this mask is for. My doc says this way I won't give it to anyone else. Be kind to others, he says. Right, Mr. Wright. You have nothing to fear in court today. If you are truly innocent, I promise I will save you. Please let go of my shirt. That's right. He's the one on trial, not you. He's the one who should be nervous. You need to stay strong for your client, Mia. My name is Mia Fey. I'm still pretty new at this lawyer thing. The first time I appeared in court was a year ago. It's been a year in between cases, Mia? You don't get a lot of work. That sounds familiar. But that trial traumatized me so badly I thought I'd never set foot in another courtroom. Oh. Oh, yikes. It's been 1 year since then, and well, here I am again. Well, don't be so mysterious, out with it. What happened in the first trial? But this time I'm going to win. For my client and for myself. April 11, 10 a.m., District Court, courtroom number 2. Oh my god, there's no way that's Mr. Payne. Still. Court is now in session for the trial of Phoenix Wright. The defense is ready, Your Honor. This feels weird. We're Mia. And it's Payne.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
The defense today is Ms. Mia Fey, was it? Yes, Your Honor. Is there a problem? I was under the impression that Marvin Grossberg was to be the leading of the defense. Yes, well, you see, Mr. Grossberg had a bit of an emergency. Emergency? But isn't that him standing there next to you? Mia, just tell it straight. Don't make up excuses. Payne is wearing green. Payne might be a little bit different, but the Judgy Udgy, is exactly the same as he's always been. Yes, well, you're just a rookie. Are you sure you can really handle this? Don't let him scare you, Mia. Give him your toughest look. Tough. Of course, Your Honor. There's where the desk pounding starts. That's where Phoenix picked it up from, I think. Well, Mr. Payne, your opening statement, please.
Well. I can't believe a veteran like me has to spend his time babysitting a new defense lawyer.
I think I just changed his voice on accident.
Don't worry, little girl. It will all be over soon.
What was that all about? Was he trying to trash talk me?
Now then, I'd like to proceed with a summary of events of the day in question. The incident occurred on the campus of Ivy University.
Okay, yeah, so the event with the red jacket and Phoenix, that flashback we saw, was not 5 years in the future from now. Because it said 5 years ago, kind of in a weird spot.
The murder victim was a student named Doug Swallow. You know, like Doug, the cartoon character Doug, and Swallow, like, you know, the bird. Which is funny because Doug, the cartoon character, was like the mascot for his school was a quail. Is this a Doug from like the cartoon show reference? There's no way this is a Doug reference, is this? That's crazy. He was a fourth-year student studying pharmacology.
Pharmacology? It sounds like he was a very bright young man.
Yes, well, next we have a photo taken at the scene of the crime.
Oh, what's going on with the oh, well, I mean, this is what happened. He got electrocuted on accident. There was no murder that took place.
Students discovered the scene shortly after the murder. They found the victim's body.
And the defendant,
who had obviously bungled his getaway. They then called the police.
That certainly makes the defendant look very suspicious indeed. Very well. The court accepts this photo into the record as evidence. Crime photo number 1. The crime took place behind an Ivy U building. Crime photo 1 added to the court record. By the way, I can't quite tell the cause of death from this photo, right? There's a frayed power line that seems very likely to be the cause of death.
Your reputation for
sagacity
is well earned, Your Honor. The truth is that this victim died a rather unusual death.
An unusual death? What do you mean, Mr. Payne?
Well, perhaps the defense would like to take this question.
Huh?
A simple question. I thought I might loosen you up a bit. I am a genteel man, if you will.
What? Stand up to him, Mia. Show him what you're made of.
Oh, perfect opportunity. Well, what was it? The cause. Go on. Please say you know at least this much.
I'm sorry, I didn't get a chance to read through the whole file.
Oh, my hemorrhoids are beginning to act up.
That's unfortunate. Your hemorrhoids? That's not good, Mr. Grossberg.
Now see here. The details of the case are filed under the court record. But you knew that already, didn't you?
The court record. I think I can see that by pressing tab or by clicking this button down here. I've got the I got my attorney's badge, proof of my profession. The first and last time I wore it was a year ago. What do you mean last time? Are you not wearing it now? We've also got Doug's autopsy report. Date and time of death, 4/9 at 3 p.m. Cause of death was a fatal electric shock. And then of course we've got the crime photo number 1, which we just saw.
All of the weapons we need can be found in the court's record.
Actually, can I see profiles too? Oh, we've got a mystery profile. We got Marvin Grossberg, 61, my superior and the head of Grossberg Law Offices. We've got Phoenix Wright, 21, my client, a third-year art student at Ivy University. He currently has a cold. Art student? He's 21. He must get inspired to change his major and become a law student really fast after this trial, because he does not have a lot of years left before he ends up being in the present day a lawyer. He doesn't have a lot, so he must really turn it around after this. Doug Swallow, age 22, the victim. He was a 4th-year pharmacology student at Ivy University. Dahlia Hawthorne, which we haven't seen head or heel of so far, but her hair makes me think she's that girl with the umbrella that we saw in that beginning photo that I couldn't quite tell who that was. Age 20, Phoenix Wright's girlfriend. Oh, dated the victim Doug Swallow up until 8 months ago. Okay, so that weird flashback we saw was probably Doug telling Phoenix to back off of dating Dahlia. Now, Dahlia is a very poignant name here, because there was a famous serial killer in reality forever ago called, I think, the Black Dahlia. It was named after the flower. It wasn't their real name. I think it was a code name or whatever. But that immediately, just the name Dahlia already makes me immediately think something's up with this girlfriend. Absolutely. Mr. Green, welcome to the stream. Could easily takes less years to graduate from what you've heard? What, to graduate law? Or do you mean art? Law definitely does not take less years for sure. Art is weird. Art, if you go through art college, like, it's weirdly, like, it's not a long degree. It's not like a 6 or 8 year degree or anything, but like, dude, they work you. Everyone says art's like easy, but if you're like not an artist and not passionate about it, it is not. Same thing with like a lot of the arts, art, music, a lot of the artsy stuff is actually like weirdly like really, what's the word I'm looking for? Really, there's a word I'm looking for and it's evading me, but it really pounds you down if you're not dedicated. Some careers take less years to graduate, not sure which. Definitely not law. Law usually takes a little while. You can get it in 4, but law is typically like a 4 to 6 year degree, depending on what you're doing. I don't know about defense attorneys specifically. I couldn't tell you that, but it's typically a minimum 4 years, typically. That's why I said you don't have a lot of time. Like, in theory, if he's 21 now, like, in 4 years, he'd be 25, which makes him too old, because I think isn't he 24 in our first case in the first game with Phoenix Wright? So he turns it around really fast and gets a degree in like 2-3 years. Winston Payne, 49, the prosecutor for this trial, a veteran lawyer with a little too much confidence. Now, to be fair, he's a third-year student at Ivy University, so I guess he would have all his general education out of the way. So if he changes his major to law, he might not need all 4 years. So actually, this checks out. All his general education should be out of the way and done, so he only needs his specialized education. Probably doesn't need any electives. He could also just be really good. Ace all his classes. Ace attorney. Yeah, for sure. All right, we're done here.
Take a good hard look at the data there and think carefully before you answer, my dear.
Yes, sir. I'll do just that. I've got to stay calm. I can't let that prosecutor get the better of me. Did we have a profile for ourselves? No, we don't have one for ourselves. The court record. Okay, let's take a look. I just pressed tab here. I already did that.
Now then, will the attorney for the defense please answer the question? What was the cause of death?
Hypothermia! Now, it appears from the photo to be electrocution, and according to the autopsy report, if that is what it really is, electrocution. According to the court record, it was a fatal electric shock. In other words, electrocution.
Electrocution, but how could such a thing happen?
Typically, Your Honor, with electricity. Copious amounts of it.
Did the murderer use some type of new super powerful stun gun, perhaps?
The answer to that will become crystal clear as this trial proceeds, Your Honor. But before that, there is one more vital issue.
What's that?
Why, motive, of course. Apparently, there was some bad blood between the victim and the defendant.
Bad blood?
What do you mean?
Oopsie, I'm terribly sorry. You're the defense attorney, so you must know all about it. I shouldn't be stealing your spotlight like this.
I really don't like this guy's smug attitude.
That's Winston Payne for you. He was one smooth operator, if you catch my drift. They don't call him the rookie killer for nothing, you know.
I don't think having the prosecution called anything killer is probably a good idea in the types of trials we typically address in this courtroom.
Now then, let's hear from the defense. What was the source of the bad blood between the victim and the defendant? And this time, I would like to see some supporting evidence.
Evidence?
Oh, no need to get all worked up over this. As I said, all our weapons can be found in the court record. Find the evidence you need and then shove it into the old graybeard's face.
Yes, sir. Into old graybeard's face.
Mr. Grossberg, try to set a better example for the young lady. I'm sitting right here.
Yeah, evidence isn't the only thing the court record people's profiles are as well.
I didn't read that right. Isn't the only thing in the court record
People's profiles are as well. You can toggle between profiles and evidence with tab, so be sure to go over it all.
Now then, let's see what you've got. What was the cause of the bad blood between Phoenix Wright and the victim?
It appears, based on what little I seem to understand, it must have been Dahlia herself. The reason for the bad blood between the two of them was this woman here with the crazy braids.
Dahlia Hawthorne, is it?
Very good, Miss Fay. You seem to have picked up on at least this much. This woman is the girlfriend of the defendant, Phoenix Wright. But up until about 8 months ago, she was with the victim, Mr. Swallow. Clearly, she has some part to play in this story. That's why we killed her.
No, I assume she's gonna be a witness, surely.
Oh, he's doing it again. Before the cross-examination starts, he's already got the judge thinking what he wants.
Very well, Mr. Payne. Please call your first witness.
If it pleases the court, the prosecution would like to call Mr. Phoenix Wright.
What? The defendant himself? Well, Ms. Fay?
It's fine. After all, Mr. Wright is innocent, right? The defense has no objection.
Very well.
It's weird to hear Ms. Fay and have it not be Miss Fay, you know, Maya.
The court calls Mr. Phoenix Wright to the witness stand. It is so weird seeing Phoenix like that. Weirdly kind of positive and upbeat and in a pink hoodie and mask and not in a blue suit looking nervous or sometimes confident.
Witness, please state your name and occupation.
Thank God Mia's voice stayed the same. Could you imagine if I was still doing the doing that from when what was I thinking? I know what I was thinking. I was thinking it would be funny, and then you guys were like, oh my God, Mo, please don't do that voice. So of course I had to. I was trying to annoy all of you, but I'm so glad I didn't keep doing that, because she took part, she was way more important in this than I realized. Oh, yes, my name is Phoenix Wright. My job is, well, right now, I guess I'm a suspect. Well, that's not really a job. No, he means, what did you do before you were arrested? Oh, I was a university student.
Mr. Wright, you understand that you are suspected of the death of your fellow student ducks.
But I didn't do it. I'm innocent, I tell you, innocent. I'm telling you, I was. Would the defendant please refrain from passing on his coal to the rest of us?
It seems the witness has something he wants to say.
Well then, Mr. Wright, please tell us about your relation to the victim. Right away, Your Honor. Witness testimony, the victim and I. I admit I was there, but I'm not a killer. All I did was find his body. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. I never even talked to that stuck-up British wannabe. Oh, he's supposed to be British, okay. Good luck me. See if I can do that for an accent later, maybe. Well, no, he's dead, so maybe I don't need to. That would be perfect. What do you mean, wait? For what? I see. So you hardly knew the victim. Right. Like I said, I'm not a killer. Phew. It looks like the judge understands.
You're being naive, you know. Too naive.
Huh?
It seems that you've forgotten one small thing, young lady.
And that would be...
This witness still has to undergo something called cross-examination.
Cross-examination?
He's right. And it's,
I'm losing Grossberg's voice. Kaboom!
He's right. That it's the defense's duty to carry out the cross-examination.
There we go, I found it again.
The purpose is to determine if a witness's testimony contains any contradictions.
Contradictions?
If a witness is lying, their statement will conflict with the court record.
But Mr. Wright is my client.
Even if he is your client, in court, all lies must be struck down. As a lawyer, that is your duty, you see.
What does he mean by that? Is he saying that testimony just now, that there was a lie, a contradiction? Now then, your cross-examination, if you please, Ms. Fay. Please, Mr. Wright, tell me you haven't been lying. He looks like he might be hiding something. He said barely even knows the British wannabe. I'm guessing it's because he does know that guy, at least somewhat well. Enough to know that he's a British wannabe, whatever that means. You wouldn't do that to me, would you? Would you, Mr. Wright? Would you lie? Do you really want to lie to me? The victim and I cross-examination. I admit I was there. When you say there, you mean the place where the victim was murdered. Yeah, sort of. The place where something happened anyway.
Something? You can't hide what happened. We have photographic evidence.
Achoo! 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 Anyway, Mr. Wright, what were you doing at the scene of the crime? I thought you said you didn't know the victim, Mr. Swallow. It was just a coincidence. We bumped into each other by accident.
A coincidence, huh?
But I'm not a killer. All I did was find the body. You say you found the body. So who called the police? Huh? Achoo! Achoo!
Unfortunately, it was some other students that notified the police.
Other students?
That's correct. They were witnesses. Witnesses who saw the defendant standing there next to the body in shock.
But what? Is this true, Mr. Wright?
Achoo! Achoo! Did you stop sneezing every time you're in a bind? Oh yeah, I guess the sneezing could be a tell. Well, it's true that I was pretty shocked when I found the body, but I hardly knew the guy to begin with. So you didn't know his face or even his name, right? Right. Well, no. That is, I mean, so, which is it? Did you know him or not? Achoo! Choo! Achoo!
Now see here, you can't avoid answering the question all day by sneezing.
Well, I guess I did know his name. News to me? Why didn't he tell me that before? I heard he used to date Dolly. Oh, probably a nickname for Dahlia. Dolly, Dahlia. Okay, got it. I was about to say, who's Dolly?
Who is this Dolly person?
Yes, that would be the defendant's lover, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Oh, I see. Young love. So bittersweet. I remember the days when I was a young judgy. I had many lovers.
But that's all I knew about him. I never even talked to that stuck-up British wannabe. Mr. Wright, you stated the following in your testimony. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. That's right. I mean, why would I even... But that doesn't sound right. If you hardly knew him, then why would you say that the victim was a stuck-up British wannabe? Well... He's gonna start sneezing. There, achoo. Well, Mr. Wright? No, it wasn't me. I'm not a killer, I swear.
Mr. Wright, I will give you an opportunity to revise your testimony. How is it that you knew the victim was, as you put it, a British wannabe?
Yes, well... He was always walking around with a huge Union Jack on the back of his shirt. Did you see it at the crime scene? The Union Jack, I mean. Yes, that's right. I saw it at the crime scene. I don't think he did. That feels like a lie. I don't see a Union Jack on the back, at least. I don't think that's true, Mr. Wright. I think you're lying to me. Why are you lying to me? That's why I figured he must love British stuff, see? It's true, cross my heart. I swear I didn't do it. He's acting fishier than the salmon I ate last night.
May I ask you something, Ms. Fay?
Yes, Your Honor. What is it now? She must have had some bad salmon. Some really fishy salmon.
Who is this person anyway, this Union Jack fellow?
Oh no, that's just what the British call their flag. I don't know why. I don't know where Jack comes from. Union, I understand, like, as a collective, a group, you know, a collective set of counties, states, territories. I get, Union I get, Jack I don't know.
The Union Jack is the name of the United Kingdom's flag.
Right, like the United Kingdom, right? United Kingdom, Union, yeah, that checks out. But Jack, I don't know.
Oh, I see. So you mean like the Stars and Stripes, right?
See, that one makes sense. See, in the United States, we call it the Stars and Stripes because it has, you're not gonna believe this, stars and stripes. Very straightforward.
As usual, Your Honor, your insight astounds me.
Hey, something just occurred to me. Isn't there something strange about this bit just now?
Well, there's a contradiction here.
Mr. Grossberg.
Quickly now, show that boy you mean business. With evidence, I mean.
Okay, Mia. Check the court record carefully.
Well, my dear, do you think you can manage on your own from this point?
I can handle it myself. 1 year ago, I was in a courtroom just like this. I can do it! I can handle this myself.
You must have tried to bite off more than you can chew, Mia.
I'll be fine. I'll bite what I want to bite. I know what I have to do.
Remember, you can always press him to get more information. Oh, and one more thing. When you're going to state a contradiction, make sure you present some definitive proof.
Okay, Mia, one more time. From the very beginning of his testimony. From the top. Ones, everybody. I admit I was there. Oh yeah, I forgot, we've got the little dots up here now. That's new with the anniversary too, or whatever. That's very convenient. So we've already been over the I was there part. But I'm not a killer, all I did was find his body. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. I never even talked to that stuck-up British wannabe. But in particular, it's this piece that we want to look at. He was always walking around with a huge Union Jack on the back of his shirt. I do want to press him on this. I think this is the thing that we're going to present the picture to, though. Did you see it at the crime scene? The Union Jack, I mean. Yes, that's right. I saw it at the crime scene. That's why I figured he must love British stuff, see? It's true, cross my heart. I swear I didn't do it. He's acting fit. Oh, okay, we've seen, okay, hang on. Okay, wait. All right, we've already been through this. Nope, I can handle it myself. I got this. I guess we already went through that. My brain registered that as being like a tutorial aside, not like an official pressing, if that makes sense, but there we go. I want to present to you this photo. Would you take a look at this photograph? Because you see, every time I do, it makes me laugh. Are you certain you saw the Union Jack? Yeah, I'm sure. It was right there on his back.
Miss Fay, is there some point to this line of questioning?
Your Honor, please take another look at this crime scene photo. Try not to chuckle. Restrain yourself. As you can see, there's absolutely nothing on the victim's back. Hey, wait a minute. He's wearing a leather jacket. The Union Jack was on the back of the t-shirt he was wearing. I was under the impression that you accidentally came across the body. But if that was really the case, then you wouldn't know that, would you? You'd have no idea at all what he was wearing underneath that jacket. Mr. Wright, you've been lying to me! Please forgive me! Ah!
Well, you've made our client cry!
Let him. That P on his chest doesn't stand for Phoenix anyway. It stands for Plier. Oh, phony, maybe? I can't believe I trusted him. Mr. Wright was all wrong.
That was an impressive bit of cross-examination. Well, thank you for uncovering the defendant's lies for me. It's quite clear that this man did not simply stumble upon the scene of the crime.
Uh-oh. I go too far?
By the way, Mr. Wright, you seem to have a rather bad cold. Have you taken any medicine for it?
Yeah, I took some, but...
Was the medicine that you took an over-the-counter brand called Cold Killer X?
Yeah, that's right. It kills colds good, knocks them dead. Hey, wait a second. How did you know I'm a big fan of Cold Killer X?
Would you happen to have that medicine with you right now?
Well, actually, I seem to have lost it somewhere. He lost it? Does this even have anything to do with the case? I assume it has something to do with it being found at the scene of the crime, but I don't think it was really a question or a doubt that he was at the scene of the crime.
Mr. Wright, shall I tell you where your cold medicine is right now?
I bet it's in his pocket. Huh?
Your Honor, I'd like you to take a look at another photo from the crime scene.
What's this? In the victim's hand, it's... Oh, that is problematic for us. It's Cold Killer X! French the Fry, welcome to the stream. Yes, but even I've got a bottle of Cold Killer X in my apartment.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I'm afraid that argument won't work. There's no doubt as to who this bottle of Cold Killer X belongs to. Especially since Mr. Wright's fingerprints are all over it.
What? Yeah, that makes it seem like it probably is his.
Sensing his murderous intent, Mr. Swallow must have picked up the bottle of medicine, dropped by Mr. Wright, and hid it in his hand. His purpose in doing so can only have been to identify his killer as Phoenix Wright.
Or it was placed there by Dahlia to set Phoenix up to take the fall. I don't know why yet. That's just a theory I'm working on here. Order in the court.
Your Honor, I'd like to present this photo and bottle as evidence.
Very well. The court will accept them into the record. Crime photo 2 added to the court record. Cold Killer X added to the court record. Found clutched in the victim's hand, covered in Wright's fingerprints. It's just a theory. A defense's theory. A murder case's theory. A Mo's theory. Somebody's theory.
Also, the victim's wristwatch was broken.
Broken?
Yes, it ceased functioning with a large wave of electricity passed through it.
Oh, I'm glad you said that. See, yeah, well, I mean, yeah, it's a little after 3, maybe 3:05, maybe, on the wristwatch. Yeah, no, I guess that checks out with the time of death. The time of death was like 3. Or specifically, yeah, it says at 3.
Well, Mr. Wright, do you have some kind of explanation for all of this?
This is really bad.
Oh, my buttocks. My poor hemorrhoids.
I don't want to hear about your hemorrhoids, Grossberg. What really happened? The truth is, I went because he called me. He was in the pharmacology department, so we agreed to meet at 2:45 behind that building. We talked for a bit, and then at around 3, we split up. Then later, when I went back, I found him lying there. I've been taking Cold Killer X for the last 2 or 3 days, but I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime on the day of the accident. Oh, okay. So if that's true, then yeah, I bet Dahlia swiped it and planted it on a... Come on, brain. Doug. Could not think of his name. Do you think it was like poisoned? I know that didn't show up in the autopsy report, but like why would Doug have had it in his hand at all? Unless Dahlia, again, just literally put it there. Were there any other fingerprints found on the thing? Racing fan, welcome to the stream. Mr. Wright, that's completely different from the testimony you gave previously. Achoo! 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 I'm sorry, Your Honor. I was afraid you wouldn't believe the truth.
You'll forgive me if I say I hardly find your current testimony any more credible.
Miss Faye, please begin your cross-examination. Oh, please, Mr. Wright, don't tell any more lies.
What really happened? Cross-examination. The truth is, I went because he called me. Had you ever met the victim before then? No, never! But that day he called me up and told me he wanted to talk about Dolly. Wait, you never met this guy, but he had your number? That's weird. And this Dolly person is my, it's kind of embarrassing. She's my, sweetheart. Is it embarrassing? It's embarrassing if you say it like that. She's your girlfriend. Sure, why not? Sweet. You see, when you say sweetheart instead of girlfriend, it makes it sound like it's one-sided. Or are you together or nah?
What was that for, Mia?
What, did Mia just smack Grossberg? Oh, I'm so sorry. I just felt like slapping something all of a sudden. What's going on?
Dahlia Hawthorne was also the lover of the murder victim, Doug Swallow. Before she met Mr. Wright, that is.
So it was one of those nasty love triangles, I see. Perhaps. He was in the pharmacology department, so we agreed to meet at 2:45 behind that building. Was it Mr. Swallow who indicated you should meet at 2:45? Yeah, and we were both there right on time. He talked for 15 minutes before he died? Well, if he died at 3, then they must have talked for 5-10 minutes, and then, in theory, Phoenix left and came back and found a dead body. You said the victim was in the pharmacology department, correct? Yeah, he was studying how to manufacture and improve pharmaceuticals. Everyone called him the alchemist of IVU. Alchemist has had a dubious history. I don't know if that's I'm not entirely sure if that's a positive or a negative nickname. An alchemist, I see. I gotta admit, it was a little suspicious. He had a whole laboratory and everything. Okay, well, if he's got his own laboratory, okay, I see where the nickname comes from now. It was filled with chemicals and strange machines that run on high voltage electricity. Okay, interesting. The plot thickens. Ho ho, how fascinating. He sounds like he was quite an ambitious young man. Chemicals, electricity. Gonna become Frankenstein. What do I do? Maybe I should ask him for some more details. Yeah, I think we should. The timing seems relatively straightforward. Tell me more about the department, the pharmacology department. I was wondering if you could tell us a bit more about the pharmacology department. I bet we could come back and choose the others, so. Well, okay, sure. I don't know all that much, though. A little bit earlier in your testimony, you said something interesting. You said the department uses strange machines that run on high voltage electricity. That's right. And they sure look dangerous. They use non-standard voltages, so there are high voltage cables everywhere. High voltage cables? Yeah, there were electrical poles set up all around the building. The high voltage cables run overhead around the roof. Finally, I think we're getting somewhere. We talked for a bit, and then at around 3, we split up. So what was it you were talking about? You know, achoo, that maybe we should hang out again sometime. That feels like a lie. Hang out again sometime? I wish that were true. Then later, when I went back, I found him lying there. Phoenix is trying to make it seem like they were friendly so that he's not suspected, but his lies only make him more suspicious. So you say you went back? Yeah, that's when I found the body. Yes, but why did you go back in the first place? Weren't you angry with him? Well, that's right, I was. There's the contradiction. If you guys were angry, you wouldn't have wanted to hang out some more. Then why, Mr. Wright? Why did you go back there? I thought maybe we could make up. Phoenix, you're a terrible liar. We all know, like,
The medicine, Phoenix, the medicine. The medicine. Not you. Judging by the atmosphere, I'm pretty sure no one is buying this. I've been taking Cold Killer X for the last 2 or 3 days. It's rather unusual to catch a cold this time of the year, isn't it? Wait, yeah, when is it again? I don't remember. What month was it? Yeah, I always get a little careless when the weather starts to warm up. I guess I shouldn't sleep with the window open this early in spring, huh? I don't see why not. I suppose common sense is not always common. So, did anyone else know that you were taking cold medicine? Well, I always took one after meals. I'm pretty sure all my friends knew about it, especially Dahlia. Speaking of friends, where's my man Larry Butts? That's who I want to talk to. Not for the case, just cuz. But I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime on the day of the accident. On the day of the incident, what did you do for lunch? Huh? What does that have to do with anything? You can never be too sure. I always eat with Dolly, just the two of us, just the two of us. We can make it if we try, just the two of us. Dolly's homemade lunches are just the greatest. Her mini omelets are magically delicious.
Ouch! Why did you punch me in the jaw?
What the frick, Mia? Did she just turn and deck a Grossberg in the jaw? Why? Oh, I'm so sorry. I just felt like hurting someone all of a sudden. Does Mia have the hots for Phoenix or something? And she's just like jealous or something? What's happening?
I think that's enough for now. So the defendant and the victim met at approximately the time of his death. And then the defendant returned to the scene for some unknown reason.
I'm not entirely convinced by his explanation about the medicine bottle either.
Let me be frank here, Mr. Wright.
His name's Frank? I'm just kidding.
Your testimony cannot be trusted.
What do you mean?
I knew it was too much work for a little girl.
Who you calling little?
However, there is one mystery that still remains.
There is, Your Honor?
I got that Fanta in my system, Fanta in my system.
I don't think there's a mystery about the location of the Fanta. In fact, the Fanta can be located in your system. Person, welcome to the stream. Mia grew up. No, this is in the past. She grew backwards. We're younger now.
How the murder was carried out, of course. Just how was the victim electrocuted? He was electrocuted by Phil Swift!
That can instantly patch, bond, seal, and repair.
But I don't remember seeing any flex tape at the scene of the crime. I don't think we have any evidence.
I don't believe the murder weapon has been produced yet, correct?
Well, that is, You're correct, Your Honor.
So how exactly was Mr. Swallow killed? He was stabbed in the chest 47 times! No.
That's what I'm talking about!
No, he wasn't. I was kidding!
That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
If I could somehow establish how it was done, maybe I could still come out of this mess smelling like a rose. I know the saying you're trying to go for here, but now you just make me think that you smell. Establish the murder method, can't right now. I don't think we can right now. I mean, other than the by electrocution via, see, like, that's true. So, like, if we do need to establish the method, listen. If he was electrocuted, sorry, I had to stretch. If he was electrocuted, how did Phoenix Wright electrocute him? We do need to establish that. I'll try, do I establish? Let's see what happens. I'll just see what happens. How bad can it be? We're not gonna lose, surely. I don't know that we can establish a murder method. Your Honor.
Yes, Ms. Faye?
I believe that if we were to piece together everything we've heard up until now, we should be able to solve the mystery of how Mr. Swallow died. I don't know if that's true.
That would be most impressive. Oh no.
Quite the brash statement coming from a rookie. But even a beginner like you must understand the basic rules of the court, yes? An attorney must be able to substantiate their arguments with evidence.
Huh, of course I know that. Actually, I'd totally forgotten about that.
Now then, Ms. Faye, let me see what you've got. Show me how you believe the victim was electrocuted.
We don't have a lot to go by, and perhaps we shouldn't have done this yet. But it does appear that he was electrocuted via power line, not via stun gun, which is what the judge, I think, mentioned earlier. This is the right photo, right? Yeah. As for the cause of death, I'd say this picture captures it quite well.
What?
Yeah, is that not clear? Like, that's clear to me, but is that not clear to you guys? Do we need to go through the evidence again? Like, it's pretty clear to me a power line caused the electrocution, so we need to figure out how Phoenix Wright severed a power line and used it to electrocute our victim, if that's what we're saying happened.
But there's nothing that even remotely resembles a murder weapon here.
I mean, Judge, come on. Put two of your brain cells together. It just takes two.
I'm afraid the defense is going to have to explain this in a bit more detail. Ms. Faye, where exactly in this photo is the murder weapon?
It's the umbrella, Your Honor. It's a stun umbrella, an electrocution umbrella, a murder bella. No, it's this thing. Well, naturally, it's right here.
That's, what is that?
A severed electrical cable, I believe, Your Honor. What, do you need your reading glasses? Remember the testimony we've heard? The machines the pharmacology students use in their experiments require high voltage. And because of that, there are special high voltage cables strung up everywhere.
So then, the high voltage cable!
Yes, the high voltage cable is the cause of death. That is the most likely explanation.
That certainly sounds plausible. Well, Mr. Payne, what do you have to say about this?
Well, I believe some praise is in order.
Don't toy with me, old man.
Now, the victim's cause of death may indeed have been a high voltage cable. However, I want you to think about what that really implies. The only one who had the opportunity to use the cable as a murder weapon was the defendant.
Got you. Yeah, but how?
That much is certainly true.
Yes, and that's not all. We have proof. Irrefutable proof that will establish that Mr. Wright was the murderer.
Okay, yeah, bring some more evidence. All right. I need more things to work with. It could have just snapped. It could have. It could have just snapped. Someone else could have loosened it. Again, we don't have proof, unless Payne has something up his sleeve here. We don't have proof that Phoenix actually did it. Did you pick up Danganronpa? It's fun so far. Crazy. But if you really like Phoenix Wright, then I feel like you'd really like Danganronpa. It's a little bloodier, a little gorier, right? You know, it's a little bit more of that, but if you don't mind that, then it's kind of the same sort of style. Collecting clues, breaking down contradictions. It's that kind of same style a little bit. Theme, I should say.
You do? Well, what is it?
He has fingerprints.
Fingerprints?
Well, I mean, we know he was there. We know he has fingerprints at the scene because he was there. We know that.
You mean that the defendant's fingerprints were on something besides the medicine bottle?
Let's take another look at the crime scene photo. As you can see, the victim is wearing a leather jacket. And as you may know, leather holds fingerprints quite well.
It also insulates quite well. Good morning, Mr. Green. You played Crime Scene Cleaner? See, yeah, you'll be fine. Ah, you mean...
Yes, it was quite clearly imprinted on the chest area of the victim's jacket. The palm print of the defendant's very own hand.
That doesn't mean Phoenix killed him. It does mean that it's possible that Phoenix either, when they were talking and maybe they were a little less than friendly, maybe there was some shoving happening, maybe when Phoenix found the body, he did some searching for some reason. It's still not enough to convict murder, Mr. Payne.
What? I can only think of one way Mr. Wright could have left a print like that. Intent on murder, he squarely pushed the victim towards the severed electrical cable.
Now that you'd have to say that it was severed beforehand. Why would they be hanging out and talking and chatting right next to a severed cable? You know what I mean? You can't prove when the cable was severed. Only that it was. At some point.
Order, 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 that's enough. I think we can conclude that there is no reason to continue with this cross-examination.
I disagree, Judge!
Stick a fork in us, we're done.
Mr. Grossberg!
My hemorrhoids never lie. The show is over, Mia. I knew that boy was guilty the first time I saw him.
Grossberg, your hemorrhoids are getting the best of you. You're getting a little flaky in your old age. No, you're wrong. Mr. Wright is innocent.
No further evidence is required to convince me of this man's guilt.
Your Honor.
At this time, I am prepared to render a verdict in this case.
Yeah, hold it right there. Hold the gosh darn phone.
You have something further to add, Miss Faye?
By golly, is this what you want, Mr. Wright? You're gonna have to tell the truth. You still haven't told us the truth. The whole truth and nothing but the truth. If you don't say something now, the judge is going to hand down his verdict. But I can't. I just can't say it. If I told you what really happened, then I'd be... It's okay, Mr. Wright. I'm your attorney. You can trust me. Miss Faye. Dramatic face reveal. Not reveal, but you know what I mean. No matter what it is you have to say, I believe in you, and I'll represent you until the very end.
We've already established the defendant's guilt. There's no further need for him to say anything.
But wait a minute. Mr. Wright, I'll tell you what really happened.
But I've already told you, Mr. Wright, there's no need for further.
I did it. Did what? I admit it. I pushed him. It's my fault. My fault that Doug Swallow is dead. Okay, so the pushing did happen, but there's more to it than that, surely. That girl, you should stay away from her. Hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you for your sake, if you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news. You're lying. Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. I think Doug was trying to warn us. Stop it! Don't talk about her like that. I think Doug was trying to warn us that Dolly was bad news. And things got out of hand. Why does Payne look nervous? I mean...
What you just said, was that the truth?
Yes, I was afraid that if I told the truth, everyone would think I was the murderer for sure.
Well, as things currently stand, we're all absolutely convinced you are.
Please give me one more chance to explain. This time, I swear I'll tell the whole truth. It'll be okay, won't it, Miss Faye? I believe in you. Oh, thank you, but this isn't looking good. I still can't believe it. He really did push the victim.
Oh, it feels like my hemorrhoids are doing the Harlem Shake.
What year is it? Witness testimony. When I pushed the victim, that guy, he was talking bad about Dolly.
And do the Harlem Shake.
Could you imagine if I just busted out in Harlem Shake? I was just like twerking on my desk all of a sudden. Grossberg is interesting in this guy. Yeah, he's certainly something. I lost my temper and gave him a shove. At that moment, I heard some kind of loud noise. A little while after I left, I started to get worried. So I went back, but he was just lying there, dead. Well, it's not looking great for you, I have to say, Phoenix. You didn't do me any favors, but we'll see what we can dissect out of this.
Well, the explanation is really quite simple. When you pushed him, Mr. Swallow flew back and touched the electrical cable. He died from the shock, and that, as they say, is that.
A simple explanation indeed.
At the time of the incident, a light rain had been falling.
Oh, well, that's news to me.
Wet from the rain, the victim was more easily electrocuted.
But when I pushed him, there weren't any electrical cables nearby. If there had been something like that, even I would have noticed it. That's what I'm saying. We can't prove when the cable was severed. That's true. Even a doofus like him couldn't miss that. A severed cable is pretty conspicuous.
Ms. Faye, let me warn you right now that if your cross-examination doesn't yield any new facts, I intend to deliver my verdict without further delay. Are we clear on that?
Yes, Your Honor. Don't give up, Mia. If he is innocent, there must be some kind of evidence somewhere that will prove it. When I push the victim, cross-examination. I don't know what evidence I would be holding right now, but let's give him a pressing and see what we can get out of him. That guy, he was talking bad about Dolly. What kinds of things did Mr. Swallow say to you? He said all sorts of terrible things about Dolly. He said that she was a bad girl. And that's kind of it. Bad girl. Bad. Dolly's a bad girl.
Is that all?
Yup. Phoenix, that's just not enough to be pushing people over, man. We got to talk about your restraint.
Well, Miss Faye, you heard him yourself.
Oh boy, you're not doing yourself any favors here, Mr. Wright. Please don't make this harder for me than it already is. Anyway, after he said that, I lost my temper and gave him a shove. Can you tell me about what happened in a little more detail? That guy, he just said what he wanted to say to me. Say what you gonna say. Say what you gonna say. And then he put on the jacket he was holding and started to leave. Okay, so you're saying he actually wasn't wearing the jacket initially. That's news to me as well. That's when I lost my temper and flew into a furious frenzy. I just gave him a light, gentle shove to the chest that, you know, knocks him square on the ground, knocks his lights out. Like a light shove knocking a guy down is rough. And when you did that, there was no severed cable anywhere to be seen. Right, there was nothing like that at all.
But is it possible that you merely overlooked it?
Well, I guess it's possible. Don't say that. Shut up, don't say that. What are you doing? Don't let that guy steamroll over you like cheap asphalt.
I believe what's more important here is the moment the push occurred.
let's continue on with the testimony, witness.
You're digging yourself a grave here. Throw down the shovel. At that moment, I heard some kind of loud noise. A loud noise. And what would you say that loud noise was, Mr. Wright? Like a zap or more like a snap, like he landed on something or broke his back or something. Like cracked his head. I'm not sure, but it was really loud. It was like snap. You know, come to think of it, I wonder what that was.
Clearly, Your Honor, it was the sound of the victim being electrocuted.
You're not qualified to decide that. What should I do? I'm treading on some dangerous ground here. More details, please. The snap is important. Mr. Wright, that loud noise you heard may be extremely important. So try to remember what it was. How do I put it? It was like a sharp crack. Aha, it could it have been... Yes, could it have been? Hurry up, tell us. When I pushed him, he dropped the umbrella he was holding. Ah, the snapped umbrella. We do have a crack in the arm or whatever here. Yes, it could be. He fell right on top of it and it broke. That was probably the noise I heard.
An umbrella, huh? And did that umbrella belong to the victim?
Yeah, it was a plastic umbrella, cheap and frail, kind of like the owner. Phoenix, now is not the time to be taking shots. And again, I wish I had any kind of umbrella. I was totally soaked to the bone.
Ms. Faye, what do you think? Is there something important in that testimony just now?
I'm gonna have to say yes. Well, of course it's important. This is it, Mia, the new information you've been waiting for. We need something. And the fact that the umbrella is the snap and not electricity needs to mean something. Of course it's important. No, this cheap umbrella is more than important. It's vital. Those are synonyms, Mia. I want to officially have it entered into the testimony.
How perfectly fitting. Flimsy information for a flimsy lawyer.
The court agrees to the defense's request. Witness, please add the bit about the cheap umbrella to your testimony.
After I shoved him, he fell down on top of his cheap umbrella. So, Mr. Swallow fell on top of his umbrella, and you are certain of this? Yeah, it was right there under him. Actually, if it hadn't been under him, I was planning on borrowing it for myself. The umbrella, you mean? Well, yeah, you see I was wearing this sweater here. Dolly stayed up late for nights at a time. Stayed up nights at a time knitting it for me. My brain did not comprehend that line at all. I got there. I didn't want the rain to dampen the handmade symbol of her love.
Oof, my stomach is not to be used as your personal soccer ball, Mia.
Yeah, every time Phoenix mentions being all lovey-dovey with Dahlia, Mia loses it. Oh, I'm sorry.
Continue on with your testimony, witness.
A little while after I left, I started to get worried. After you shoved the victim, did you leave the scene right away? Yes, I did. I admit it. I was furious.
You left without even checking Mr. Swallow's condition?
Well, yeah, but like I said, I got worried about him later. So I went back, but he was just lying there, dead. At that time, did you see anyone else at the scene of the crime? No, nobody. Jeez, could that stupid cough possibly sound any phonier? Yeah, he must be lying. He saw somebody. He saw Dahlia oh, he's trying to defend Dahlia probably. I think he's lying.
I bet he saw her there. Besides, he should have also seen some other students, because other students saw him. In that case, it's very hard to believe someone else could have been the murderer.
Well, unless we can go find something that shows his innocence from the testimony, my dear, I'm afraid the judge will make his final decision with no remorse whatsoever.
Yes, sir. Right now I need more info. Info that will help me turn up some contradictions. All right, so we're back to the beginning. What do we have? What are we working with? We have the badge. We have the autopsy report. We have the crime scene photo. We have the photo number 2. Was there anything else in here besides the watch? I feel like the watch is definitely going to be important. It's a little bit after 3, because the 12 is on the bottom here. You know, his arms on the ground. So that's not 6. You know what I mean? That's 12. It's upside down. So it's a little bit after 3. The autopsy report says he died at 3. Is it possible he was, in fact, poisoned or something to death? Possibly. I think so. I think maybe he was poisoned and then electrocuted after the fact. Because the watch stops when it gets electrocuted. He died at 3. The autopsy says he died of electrocution, but what if he was poisoned and died at 3, and then someone shocked him to make it look like he died of electrocution, and that's what stopped the watch in the 5 minutes after he actually keeled over and died. Maybe that's why he fell over so easily, because he was weak and frail from being poisoned. Now, the cold killer medication might have been Phoenix Wright's, but Phoenix says he lost it at noon. So Dahlia swiped it at noon, at some point gave it to Doug. Doug took some, because maybe he was catching a cold. That's gotta be it. That's my working theory so far. But what do I present? He was talking bad about Dolly. He lost his temper and gave him a shove. After I shoved him, he fell down on top of his cheap umbrella. A little while after I left, I started to get worried. So I went back, but he was just lying there dead. Maybe I just pressed him all the way through again? Maybe, because, like, everything here, I feel like I don't have evidence for? If I press him again, do I have new stuff, or is it all the same stuff? He said Dolly was a bad girl. A bad girl. She's so bad. I can't present the umbrella though. And then he put on a jacket he was holding and started to leave. I wonder if that's a key point about him putting on his jacket later. But where else did you see it? What do you mean? I don't have the umbrella's not in the court record. The only other we've seen it at the crime scene. That's the only other place we've seen it. It's here. We already know that. No severed cable. We already know what the snap was, but I can't present the umbrella. It's not there. I think he fell down on top of his steep umbrella. You're not being clear. Doesn't what seem strange? No,
What seems strange about the umbrella? He fell on his umbrella, it cracked. Now, I agree, there's something about the umbrella, but like, what do you mean? The umbrella was under him. I mean, so Phoenix says the umbrella was under him, and when we look at the photo, it's not under him. But, okay, so maybe I present the photo there. Hold on. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's the photo. Hang on. He fell down on his cheap umbrella, so maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. So we just present, hang on, this is it, yeah. It's not under him anymore, so, okay, so that would indicate that the body was moved. That's what we're talking about. So it's not that the umbrella is strange, it's that the placement is strange. I see where you're coming from. You completely threw me. I'm like, no, there's nothing weird about the umbrella. But there is something weird about where he is. And where the umbrella is. I see what you're saying. I follow now. I thought you were telling me to present the umbrella. I'm like, I don't have the umbrella. Why didn't you testify about the umbrella from the very beginning? Well, I know why he didn't testify about the umbrella, because it didn't probably seem important to him. Come on, if I had mentioned that, I would have been able to counter the prosecution's arguments earlier.
Well, what do you mean by that?
Take another look at the crime scene photo. According to Mr. Wright, the victim fell on top of his umbrella. However, if you look closely, the umbrella is nowhere near the victim. Actually, it's by the electrical pole. Getting hard to do these voice swaps.
You're absolutely right.
The conclusion here is obvious. After the defendant left, the victim moved from where he fell. In other words, after he was pushed by the defendant, Mr. Swallow was still alive.
No!
Well, the defendant moved himself or someone else moved him, regardless. Order, the victim, he moved? Mr. Payne, the umbrella in this photo, where is it now?
Well, it was collected by the police at the crime scene.
I want it presented as evidence immediately. Now we've got the umbrella. All right, now we've got the umbrella. Should I choose to wish to present it. Owned by the victim, found broken near an electrical pole at the crime scene. It looks different than what I thought it would.
But the umbrella could have simply been blown there by the wind.
According to the testimony, the victim fell on top of the umbrella. There's simply no way it could have been blown there by the wind. Unless it was a really strong wind and it wasn't like super under him. If it was just kinda under him and the umbrella was kinda open and a really good gust, I could see it. We get some really strong winds out here in the Midwest. I could see it. But we're not gonna argue that point here. I know this matter of the umbrella seems relatively trivial, but as long as the smallest doubt remains, I cannot render final judgment.
No!
His toupee flipping up. I must say, I still find it hard to believe that a huge hole has been blown in the prosecution's case by the defendant's testimony. Phoenix's testimony added to the court record. Oh, we don't normally have testimony as an evidence. That's kind of new. The victim fell on top of his umbrella. There was a loud sound when this happened. Yeah, that's kind of unusual.
Well done, Mia.
Mr. Payne, what are you chuckling about, you chucklehead?
Pardon me, Your Honor. It seems I was expecting too much of a free ride. It was foolish to think I could establish guilt through cross-examination alone.
I'm afraid I don't follow what you're saying. Let me guess, you have another witness.
Exactly, and this witness's testimony will be incontrovertible.
Well, who is this witness?
Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Dahlia Hawthorne? You don't mean Dolly?
I do, Your Honor. The defendant's very own lover is a witness to the whole thing. That's right. She was at the scene of the crime when the murder took place.
What? That's what I'm saying, and I think Phoenix knew it. I think he withheld that. I feel like he saw her. That's why he was coughing earlier.
I'm sorry to break the bad news to you, my dear.
Bad news. You couldn't be more wrong. Actually, I've been waiting for this.
You can't be serious.
I mean, I have been waiting for this. We need another witness because we're getting just about everything we can out of Mr. Phoenix Wright.
What do you mean by that?
I think this is a good point for us to stop at. Court will now enter a 20-minute 20 minutes. All right. 20-minute recess. Afterwards, we will listen to the testimony of Ms. Dahlia Hawthorne. April. I couldn't remember when we were. It's in April. 11:52 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. Miss Faye, I'm sorry about what happened back there. It's all right. At least you told us the truth in the end, Mr. Wright. Yeah, so I guess I can start to relax then, huh? Not yet, but do be more truthful moving forward. It is essential to our case here.
Relax, my boy. You can't be serious after hiding such important facts.
But the next witness is my Dolly, right? She'll save me. I just know she will. Why do you think that? Huh? What do you mean? She's the love of my life. That's why. The love of your life, huh? Just Dex Grossberg just uppercuts him. Would you mind telling me more about you and Ms. Dahlia Hawthorne? Sure, no problem. It's so weird seeing Phoenix on this side of things. Dolly and I, we first met about 8 months ago, right here in this very courthouse. Strange place to meet for an art student. Actually, I'm studying to be a lawyer on the side. Anyway, you're going to art school, but you're studying to be a lawyer on the side? You should probably do that the other way around. You should probably... Maybe it's cheaper this way? I don't know. But most people would tell you, oh yeah, if you want to do art and you want to do law, study law, do art on the side. Most people would tell you that. Phoenix, you're doing this backwards. Anyway. Yeah, tell me more about this locket. Yeah, that explains how he graduated so quick. I was gonna say for law school, he doesn't have a lot of time, but all right. So I guess the interest has always been there. All right. And now we've got also Dahlia from the little beginning screen that we saw before, and she's got a crazy umbrella. I wonder if that's gonna play like into this as well. I have no idea what you would call this arm loopy ribbon thing. I don't know what that's all about. That's like especially posh, very fancy. One day, she and I just bumped into each other in the reading room downstairs. That's why I really think it was fate that brought us together. Fate or an omen? A curse. As soon as I first set my eyes on her, I knew she was the one for me. Oh, here, take a look at this. Yeah, it's that amulet looking thing. Are we sure that's like a decorative crystal, or is that like a tiny vial with something in it? It's very fancy, very expensive looking. ... She gave this to me the day we met as a symbol of our love. I knew Edgeworth inspired him to do law. That's why I was surprised to find out he was in art college. He's in art school right now, so that's why I was like, huh? Huh? Her? Huh? Her? She had been wearing it around her neck that day, but then she took it off, but before she gave it to me, she said, I want you to carry this. Yeah, that seems suspicious. I want you to carry this vital piece of evidence around with you that I don't want to have on me.
So she gave it to you as a present, I see.
It was like 8 months ago, though. This darling little bottle is filled with memories of my darling little dolly. It certainly is a little bottle, all right. Yeah, what's in it? It makes me so happy, I show it to everyone I meet. Yikes. I want to share my happiness with the whole world. I'm going to puke. Dahlia's present borrowed from Phoenix Wright. A small bottle necklace given to Wright on the day they met. He shows it to everyone. Yeah, you are head over heels. It's a little suspicious that she would like immediately take a shine to you and start handing you jewelry on the day that you met. But he's young, dumb. We've all been there. Show it to everyone like some kind of badge. Exactly like some kind of badge. Anyway. So after that, you and Mrs. Hawthorne started dating? Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she always says the same thing to me. Please give it back now. What?
What a strange girl asking for a present back like that.
What? By the way, Mr. Wright, the day you first met Dahlia Hawthorne 8 months ago. So she's been asking for 8 months to have her necklace back, and Phoenix has just not returned it? I'm a little confused by this. Am I supposed to think that it's like a playful, like, oh, give me back my heart, blah, 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 blah. Like, how do you ask for a present back playfully? How else am I supposed to read that? It wouldn't happen to have been on August 27th, would it? Huh? Yeah, it was. But how did you... This happened on August 27th, right here in this courthouse. Is August 27th the trial that Maya was at, her first trial? I know she said a year ago. 8 months isn't quite a year, but it's a long time ago. What's this, a newspaper clipping? Let's see. Murder in the courthouse. Murder? In the courthouse?
What are you reading there? Let me see that. Oh, I see. Mia, I think I understand what you're trying to say. And I think I understand why you suddenly took such a keen interest in this case. You believe there is some connection between these two cases, am I correct?
I guess. I haven't read the thing. Newspaper clipping added to the court record. An article from 8/28, almost 8 months ago. I hope you don't mind, Mr. Grossberg. Hang on, I gotta read the, oh, hello. I gotta read this. Murder in the courthouse? Very little information is being disclosed at this time, since the victim of yesterday's incident in the district courthouse cafeteria is said to have been a lawyer. However, police are questioning the 19-year-old female college student who was sitting with the victim. Uh-huh. The victim was a lawyer, and... Alright, so I assume the female college student is Dahlia. Alright. It could be related. I need to finish this myself.
Ah, yes, but I'm afraid what you have will not be enough, my dear. I'll go and have a look at the downstairs reading room and see what else I can find.
Thank you.
I want to do whatever I can to be of help to you, Mia. Well, it looks like recess is about over. We'd better all get moving.
I guess so. That recess sure seemed longer than 20 minutes, though. It seemed shorter than 20 minutes. It felt more like 5. Mia's known about Dahlia for a while. Quite possibly. To be continued. Continued? We gotta continue now! That will give me a chance to take a short break to refill my mug, I suppose. Save your progress up to this point? Yes. I will save it. We're in a new game now. We'll save it number 6. Nice. April 11, 12:13 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 2. Let me go refill my coffee mug, and we'll keep on rolling. Roll in. All right, I'll be right back. I return. Sorry, that took me longer than I thought it would. Do. Alrighty. I have to make a confession. I had to make myself a snack. So I might chomp a little bit as we go. How dare you? I just sat. You were waiting with bated breath, bait like fish bait, with bated breath, waiting for me to sit down. April 11, 12:13 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 2. Court will now reconvene. Mr. Payne, please call your witness.
This next person is someone who witnessed the crime as it happened. The prosecution calls Ms. Dahlia Hawthorne to the stand.
Oh. I wasn't expecting everything to be so pink. Literal butterflies? Are you a Disney princess? What's with the stiff silence? What do you mean what's with the stiff? Do you not see the weird fae magic? Fae, huh? Fae. The other fae. Fairy. Fairy magic happening? In my long career as a judge, I have been deceived by many witnesses. It's my job to doubt, to take no one at their word. But in your case, I must admit that you radiate a glow of complete sincerity. Those are the ones you really have to watch for. The ones that are a little too innocent. The ones that are a little bit too, like, too good to be true. Those are the ones you gotta watch for. I don't trust her. I can't believe he actually said that. Aloud at least.
Go! Now then, witness, could you please state your full name?
Don't worry, sweetie, there's no need to be nervous.
If anyone says anything rude, you can be sure I'll cut them down to size.
And I will bash them with my gavel. Great, we've got all the men in the room want to protect. Okay, great. We're uphill battling. Grossberg, you're still on my side, aren't you? I love how they look straight at me when they say that. Well, you know, it's my job.
Oh, thank you for calming my nerves. You are all so nice. I almost feel right at home.
Not at all.
It was nothing. If we may move on now, what is your full name and occupation?
My name is Dahlia Hawthorne. I'm a junior in literature at Ivy University. I just want to say, it's an honor for me to be here in your noble presence.
The honor is all mine.
No, the honor is all mine! I'll fight you for it!
Well, we know whose milkshake brings all the boys to the yard? What year is it? Also, I don't know if you are aware of what a milkshake is, Mia, and I don't think hers is what brings the boys to the yard, but she's got something that appeals to everybody in the room, it seems.
Sir?
Is there something I can help you with?
That's a song, I think. Oh my god, you sweet, sweet child. Is that song retro now? No, no, you do not speak to me the ancient words. I was there when they were written. Oh, it's a song. I know that. Oh, that's why I'm like, what year is it? We've had a Harlem Shake reference. We've had a milkshake reference. I forget what the name of the song actually was. Was it Milkshake? It might have been Milkshake. Who sang that? Was that? Hang on. Was that a Fergie one? I actually don't remember who sang that. God, that was so long ago now. No, that was by Kellis. I don't know why I thought Fergie did that one, but 2003! No!
No, 2003, you can't, no, 2000, you're telling me that song's 22 years old? Just give me a minute, I gotta recover. That's so much older than Harlem Shake. Or at least the Harlem Shake trend. Actually, I don't know when the Harlem Shake song came out. Everyone remembers the Harlem Shake trend in like 2013. But when was the actual song released? That might have been old too. No, it was released in 2012. I thought so. That's what I thought so. But oh my god, Milkshake was so long ago now.
Is there something I can do to help you with?
You just go on and say whatever's on your mind.
Milkshake brings all the boys to the yard and they're like, it's better than yours. I'm sure that there must be some kind of mistake. Feeny wouldn't kill anyone, I just know it.
Feeny for Phoenix, right?
Yes, I can see why you'd say that.
She's going to be a tough witness, all right. It only took her 12 seconds to wrap them all around her little finger.
Now then, please proceed with your testimony. Let's hear about what you witnessed on the day of the incident, if you please.
Witness testimony. What I witnessed.
I had been planning to go back to Feeny's place after class was over. Feeny and Dougie, they were talking behind the building. Then suddenly, Dougie got all wobbly and just collapsed. That's when Feeny noticed that I was there.
Okay, so this is already so many lies. Because we know that Phoenix pushed Doug. And according to Phoenix, he didn't see anyone else there. So I think Phoenix is lying about not seeing Dolly, and Dolly is lying about Phoenix not pushing Doug.
I went to go find some other students, and they called the authorities.
I don't know what to say. According to you, Ms. Hawthorne, the defendant didn't do anything wrong.
Well, Judge, even if things weren't suspicious, even if things weren't weird right now, of course the girlfriend's gonna defend the boyfriend. Like, that, like, you can't just take her at her word. She's hiding stuff. I am surprised, though. I kind of expected her to throw Phoenix under the bus if she herself is the murderer. It's like, well, yeah, throw Phoenix under the bus and then get away with it, you know? I'm a little surprised.
Young lady, as old as I am, even I recall how hot the flames of young passion can burn. Nevertheless, it is my job to discover the truth. Please, tell us the truth.
But I would never.
That's more than enough, witness. I won't allow this to continue.
What do you mean by that?
Please, just let me proceed with my cross-examination, Your Honor. I, for one, don't plan to win my case on a bunch of paper-thin lies.
Dee, you haven't changed a bit.
Oh, okay, so we know each other really well, it seems. Maybe we went to school together or something?
Mia Fey.
Oh, there's a personal beef here.
What's this? So you two are acquainted?
Yes, we've met before. Once. We were lovers. Could you imagine? Could you imagine?
In any case, Ms. Fey, the floor is all yours.
It's good to see you again, Madame Fey.
Madam? Does she have a connection to the clairvoyant stuff? In Mia's first trial? Maybe. Possibly. We don't have that confirmed yet, but Madame Fey. Madam? I'm no one's grandma yet, girly. Okay, no, she was just calling her old. She's like, court record. 20. And we're like, we've only had 2 cases, so we're probably
like, not much older. Excuse me? Cross-examination, what I witnessed.
I had been planning to go back to Feeney's place after class was over.
Now, unless I'm mistaken, Mr. Wright, is in the art department. If that's the case, then what were you doing by the pharmacology building?
Well, I'm in the literature department. I'm studying Japanese Senryu poetry.
Oh, you have my attention. I write those. I write Senryu. I don't write it in Japanese, mind you.
Oh ho ho! How wonderful! Is that humorous, yet satirical style of haiku, yes?
Nothing left to do. When a man reaches this age, sleep is his best friend.
The judge is about to be enamored, but she just insulted him. That's what that was. That's supposed to be poetry? Sounds more like a midlife crisis. More like you're old and useless, old man. Go back to bed or die.
For me to get to the art department, I have to walk through that back area.
Ah, yes, I see. That makes sense. When I want to enter the courthouse, I always walk through the front doors.
How else would you enter? Teleportation? It's so funny. That was definitely an insult disguised as sweet poetry. That's so funny.
Feeney and Dougie, they were talking behind the building.
What were you doing behind the building anyway? So who is this Dougie person?
Oh, I'm sorry, Doug Swallow. We were dating until about 8 months ago.
So what were Dougie, Mr. Swallow, and Mr. Wright talking about anyway?
How can you be so mean? I would never eavesdrop. I wasn't raised to be so rude and unrefined.
Oh, that's right, Miss Flay. Don't drag the witness down to your level.
Why am I being demonized here? It's my job to cross-examine.
Please go on. What did you see next?
Then suddenly Ducky got all wobbly and just collapsed.
Are you saying that the victim just collapsed on his own?
Yes!
That stutters everything I needed to know. In other words, the defendant never touched the victim, is that right?
I was watching the whole time. Feeney never did a thing to Dougie.
If I press her for no good reason, I just know the judge will get angry with me. So what should I do about her testimony just now? Well, no, we gotta show the contradiction. Even Payne himself is the one that actually presented the fingerprints all over the jacket. That's on him. Feeble lies are not very becoming, Ms. Hawthorne, so let's drop them, shall we?
What? I would never.
Miss Flay, I will not allow you to badger this witness. I believe the defense is engaged in a fishing expedition.
Keep talking. Keep talking, man.
That is, she has no supporting...
Just keep talking, Payne. Keep digging your grave.
But please don't glare at me like that. I'm just doing my job.
Now then, Ms. Hawthorne. The defendant's palm print was found on Mr. Swallow's leather jacket. It has already been shown that Mr. Wright did, in fact, push the victim.
What?
There's no need to try to cover for the defendant. It would be much better if you came out and told us the whole truth.
There's nothing to worry about, young lady. Just tell us everything that you saw.
Yes, Your Honor. I will. If you don't mind, I'd like to revise my testimony.
Looks like we're finally getting somewhere.
Wow.
Don't mind me. I had to take a bite of my sandwich. I made homemade bread yesterday.
Not bad.
Actually, I didn't see the moment he pushed Dougie.
You didn't see it?
Well, I saw the moment when Dougie fell to the ground.
And at that time, there was only the two of them at the scene? The defendant, Phoenix Wright, and the victim, Doug Swallow?
Yes, that's right. It didn't look like they were fighting, and I didn't hear anything unusual either.
So then what did it look like they were doing to you?
I thought they were having a nice, friendly afternoon conversation.
Oh, give me a break.
That's why I really wasn't watching them all that closely.
Did you notice anything out of the ordinary at all?
No, nothing at all, Mr. Judge.
Oh, I like the sound of that, Mr. Judge. Oh. Now then, please proceed with your testimony.
I went to go and find some other students and they called the authorities.
When you say students, do you mean students from the pharmacology department?
Yes, they're all very fond of their drugs. Wink.
Please try to stay on topic. So to find some pharmacology students, you went to the labs, correct?
That's what I was planning to do, but in the end I wound up not going. A group of about 10 research students came running out of the building entrance. Somehow they all seemed to know what was going on.
Students knew what was going on. I do want to press that. But how could the students have known what was going on?
Well, I don't know for sure that they knew what had happened. It's just they all seemed kind of excited about something.
It doesn't look like I'm going to get any more info about the students.
So did the students call the police?
Yes, I was so panicked.
Yes, well, anyone would have been, my dear.
That girl, she's telling a super obvious lie and she knows it. She's just pretending to protect Mr. Wright. Yes, that's got to be it. Way to go, Mia. Okay, that means I'm going to have to dig deep to find the contradiction on this one. Alright, so we're back to the beginning. What do I have to work with again? Oh. When she said they're fond of their drugs, can I use that with the Cold Killer X in some way? Perhaps. There was a loud snap, a loud sound when this happened. What if he fell on the umbrella, but the umbrella isn't what made the sound? What if it was something in the lab? That's why they came running out. That'd be like really coincidental. I don't know how that would help us necessarily, but what if? Oh, I want to know what's in that bottle. I've been planning to go back to Feeney's place. Okay, I think that's neither here nor there. That could be true. Who cares? Feeney and Dougie, they were talking behind a building. Did Dahlia hear it? What, the snapping? I don't know. She said she didn't hear... She said she... What did she say about the push? She didn't see the push. So we could say that she maybe heard the push, which is, I think, here. Didn't see the moment she pushed Dougie. That's right here. I don't know if I should do the testimony. Yeah, the testimony here. Your Honor, this statement oh, no. In what way? I'm not sure I understand. Okay, never mind. No, that's not it. Didn't see the moment. It didn't look like they were fighting, and I didn't hear. Oh, it's this one. I didn't hear any. I had to click one more. I had to click one more time. It's right here. God darn it! Wrong spot. I was so right, but it's just one away. I guess to be fair, I was not contradicting the didn't see anything. I was getting ahead of myself. You say you didn't hear anything unusual. Is that correct?
Yes, that's why I was very relaxed, looking at the scenery around me.
That's nice, but I find that just a little odd. Mia looks so sinister when she's like onto something. That sort of side face she does looks so sinister. I have here the testimony of your boyfriend, Mr. Phoenix Wright. And he clearly testified to the effect that when he pushed the victim, he heard a sharp, loud noise.
He said that?
If you were really that close to the two of them, why didn't you hear this noise as well?
Well, maybe the noise just wasn't all that memorable.
But according to Mr. Wright's testimony, it was a sharp noise, like a snap! There's no way a noise like that could fail to make an impression.
Ugh.
Maybe I have a moment to answer.
By all means.
I know the reason why I didn't hear the noise. You see, the truth is, I had my headphones on and I was listening to music at the time.
Headphones? You mean that both of your ears were covered?
The rain was just beginning to let up, but it seemed as though Thor wasn't ready for his fun to come to an end yet. So the sky continued to flash and rumble.
Thunder and lightning, huh? Is there any chance, in any way, shape, or form, that Doug was struck by lightning?
Yes, I'm afraid of the sound of thunder. So I put my headphones on to block it out.
Well, Your Honor, as you can see, there weren't any contradictions in her testimony after all.
Wait a sec. Mia, that testimony just now. She said something that could totally change this whole case. The fact that there was lightning, probably. That seems kind of important. Your Honor, there is a problem with the witness's testimony.
What do you mean?
Didn't you notice? She said there was lightning, correct?
Yes, what about it?
Well, lightning is actually a large discharge of electricity in the atmosphere, am I right?
Now's not the time for a science lesson, Ms. Faye.
Yes, Your Honor. Anyway, since the cause of death was electrocution, isn't it possible that the victim died from being hit by a bolt of lightning?
Oh, ah! I must admit that the thought had not occurred to me.
Just what kind of thoughts do occur to this guy anyway? Not much. The judge just kind of floats. He's just kind of there. This entire case is built on the premise that Mr. Doug Swallow was murdered. But that very premise itself is mistaken. The defense believes that Mr. Swallow was, in fact, the victim of a stray bolt.
It appears the defense may be onto something. Could it be that the death was actually accidental?
All right, you did it, Mia. It'll be taking that not so. Oh.
Nah. I'm hurt that you have such a low opinion of me, Miss Faye.
Huh?
I'm not a fool, you know. The prosecution has done its research, Your Honor. We found that there were no lightning strikes on that day at that location.
What?
What's more, we have evidence that the electrical cable is definitely linked to this case.
Evidence, Mr. Payne? Well, what is this evidence?
This affidavit.
And who is this affidavit from?
The pharmacology students who were conducting experiments in their labs that day. Allow me to read out to the court the testimony of the pharmacology students. All equipment in the labs lost power all of a sudden at around 3 p.m. that day.
Was it a blackout?
All of the lab's equipment runs on high voltage, Your Honor.
So you're saying the equipment lost power because...
Precisely. They lost power because of the severed electrical cable. The power outage occurred at approximately 3 p.m.
Which fits with the time of death listed in the autopsy report.
Exactly. In other words, the victim died as a result of touching the severed electrical cable.
Oh, you should have brought that up earlier when the judge thought it was a friggin' stun gun that killed him.
According to the students, the cables were very old.
They could have frayed on their own in the weather then, Mr. Payne. It could still be an accidente.
They were planning on having them replaced in the near future.
I see.
Apparently, the cables had become so brittle that even the smallest bump would have caused them to break.
But doesn't that seem suspicious to anybody else? Student's testimony added to the court record. You're making my case for me, Mr. Payne. The old power cable broke due to some sort of impact on 4/9 at 2:55 p.m. Okay.
However, there is one thing that troubles me. If the cable could have been broken by any small bump, then it wouldn't have snapped if it hadn't been bumped into, correct?
Oh, well, I suppose you could say that.
Ms. Faye, do you have any thoughts regarding the cause of the severed cable?
I think if it's that brittle, the weather could have done it. But also, someone could have bumped it. Question is, on accident or on purpose? If Dahlia did it, why? Here's what I don't know. If Dahlia did it, why does she want Doug dead? They broke up. What did Doug have on her? You know? Your Honor, I don't like how this is looking one bit. I have to come up with something to try to regain some momentum. If it pleases the court, the defense would like to state its opinion.
Well then, let's hear it. Who or what was it that caused the cable to break?
I mean, it could have been the umbrella. I think it's the umbrella because, again, you have to remember, we did hear a snap, so, you know, the umbrella broke, presumably breaking the fall of Doug. But we also found the umbrella not under Doug. So if the body wasn't moved, but the umbrella was, it's possible someone took the umbrella and went and whacked the cable with it. I think it was the umbrella. This is it. This is why the cape. Oh, maybe not. Oh, wait, maybe? That seemed like a generic response, so I thought maybe I failed.
Well, Your Honor?
I believe that the only thing that has snapped is the mind of the defense.
Oh, am I wrong?
That was one of your best lines yet, Your Honor.
Ouch, that was harsh. Please, Your Honor, give me one more chance, okay? Well, then let's hear it. Who or what was it that caused the cable to break? If I can do a who, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I don't think I'm that wrong. I don't think I'm that far off. If it's a who, I personally think it was Dahlia that did it, right? That's where I'm standing. I just think she might have used the umbrella to do the bumping part. So I'm not that far off, surely. Is there anything else weird with these items that I would want to consider? I don't think so. For breaking the thingy? No. If it's not the umbrella itself, then I'm gonna throw Dahlia under it. This is it. This is what, oh. Am I not understanding something? Do I lose? Do I get one more chance? I'll just go through every single thing. Who or what caused the cable to break? Am I... The medicine! That doesn't make any sense. Maybe it's supposed to be the affidavit. No, well, no, that just states that it did break, not that... This one has 2 answers, and I've still not gotten it? And I still haven't clicked on the right one? Well, unless it was Doug himself. Unless it was Doug himself that bumped it. Like he got up and stumbled into like a pole and bumped it. I don't know if I have evidence of that specifically.
The breaking was definitely an accident, though. I'll say, yeah, if it wasn't an accident, if it was on purpose and it was murder, I've already done the two things that I thought would be like the obvious Dahlia did it. If the breaking itself was in fact an accident, are we saying Doug caused Doug to break it? Because that's what I was saying. If Doug got up and stumbled into it, or maybe, to be fair, if what we're gonna say, because this irks me a little bit. I'll explain myself. It irks me a little bit in the sort of flashback scene. You see Phoenix push Doug, and Doug just goes straight to the ground. We don't see Doug bump into anything. So if what we're about to say is that Phoenix pushed Doug into a power pole, then I'm a little irked that we didn't get to see that. Because it looked like in the flashback, they were like in the middle of a sidewalk, nothing around them. You know what I mean? In the flashback. So that's a little annoying if that's the direction that they're gonna go. But I guess the photo has the pole right here. Okay, so the flashback is a little misleading, but the photo itself does literally have the pole. So I don't know. I'm a little irked, but at the same time, the evidence that we can review does have the pole. Okay, so we'll go with Doug. All right, that's fine. We'll do that. Because if it wasn't the umbrella and it wasn't Dahlia, that's the only. It's gonna be either Doug caused it to snap or Phoenix caused it to snap. Because Phoenix pushed Doug, or Doug's body hit the pole. You can argue that either way, but I'm not gonna say Phoenix. Yeah, you could make a case. Yeah, I agree. You could make a case that Phoenix caused it. I'm not going to because like we're defending him, but you could say either one. But yeah, the I was thinking of the flashback with like nothing around them, so I was like, what?
Well, Your Honor,
I believe that the only thing that snaps is the what? Oh, am I still wrong? All right, then we'll say. Jesus Christ! Okay, we'll just go through everybody. Grossberg is the one who killed the victim. They're gonna give us infinite tries, so I just thought it would be funny. Yeah, we're gonna say Phoenix, I guess. Because it's not like I have an evidence for the shoving part, so I guess we're gonna say Phoenix, I guess. Your Honor, please think back to Mr. Wright's testimony. The defendant's testimony? He said that after he pushed the victim, he heard a loud, sharp noise. Now, this happened at around 3 p.m., correct? Oh, I wonder if I could have, if you're right about this having two answers, Turbo, I wonder if the other answer was the Phoenix's testimony about the loud snap. Because the snap could have been the cord snapping. That makes a lot of sense. Yes, that sounds right. Wait, are you saying that the lab equipment lost power at 2:55 p.m., which fits right in Mr. Wright's timeline? In other words, it was Mr. Wright's shove that caused the power outage.
Yes, the prosecution also came to that same conclusion. And it was that very shove that caused Mr. Swallow to be electrocuted.
I'm afraid I can't agree with you there, Mr. Payne.
What's that supposed to mean?
Take a good look at where the victim landed after being shoved. See the umbrella? It's by the electrical pole. Is it? The umbrella? The umbrella's in the middle of the sidewalk. This pole's kind of far away. That or this umbrella is just huge. It looks a lot more like Doug is close to the pole, but whatever, we'll see where this goes. That's right, the victim banged into that pole as a result of being pushed. It was that impact that caused the cable to break. Well, that makes sense. And then the victim was electrocuted. I'm sorry, Your Honor, but no, it doesn't make sense at all. If the victim was shoved into the far pole, then he couldn't have been electrocuted by this severed cable hanging in the foreground here. Well, maybe I'm not understanding the perspective of this photo. Is it in the foreground or the background? How far away is this cable? Because it seems to me like the cable's coming up overhead.
It seems to me like this cable is relatively close. Because if it's really far away, that's a big cable. I know it's a high voltage. It's a big cable, but also the pole that Mia is blocking right now. The pole is close to... I'm not understanding the perspective of this photo, I guess. Ah! In other words, someone other than my client must have electrocuted the victim. Now that I agree with. I agree that someone else did it, but like, I'm still not getting the perspective on that photo.
Order in the court.
Ah, the lamentations of my enemy, how I've longed to hear them. Right, do you guys see what I'm seeing? Right, doesn't it seem like Doug is really close to the pole? And doesn't it seem like the cord is close, right? If you follow the top line, because it's a top and bottom line, right? If you follow the top line, it would be going right overhead. I know that there's this, because the snap isn't here, the snap is here, and that's like about here, and so it would swing down. Like, it's actually kind of close. The umbrella is what's far away. It's not the other way around. That's weird. Anyway, I don't get the perspective on that. You guys see what I know what she's saying, but you see what I'm saying? Conan, what is best? Was that a Conan quote? I don't know Conan, I guess.
It's true. The defense is absolutely correct. There doesn't seem to be any way the defendant could have...
Mr. Judge, sir, may I say something? Madame Attorney's explanation. She said some things that are a little different than I remember them.
What?
What the?
Please, just once more. May I please testify one last time? Please, Mr. Judge?
Of course it's all right. Just go right ahead and give your new testimony.
This is it. She's finally starting to show her true colors. Is she? Is she though? What I witnessed, part dos.
The truth is, Feeny pushed him twice.
Twice?
The first time was into the electrical pole. That's when the cable broke. And Dougie tried his best to run away from him. But Feeny caught up and crashed into him from behind. The cable snapping and Dougie being electrocuted. It all occurred in less than a minute.
Now, so she spent all that time defending Phoenix just to turn on him. Just to throw him under the bus to make herself seem more innocent. I don't think that's what happened at all. I think Phoenix left and then she ran up on him, perhaps. Oh, God.
So, after being shoved, the victim got up and tried to run away.
And that is when the defendant pushed him for the second time.
I'm so sorry, Feeny, but I just have to tell the truth. Am I doing the right thing? Am I, Mr. Judge?
Of course you are, my dear. As painful as it may seem, you are. Now then, Miss Faye, you may proceed with your cross-examination.
Yeah, it's a load of bull. Let's see if I can figure out how to prove it, though.
The truth is, Feeny pushed him twice.
Ms. Hawthorne, previously in your testimony, you said the following. Actually, I didn't see the moment he pushed Dougie.
I know. I'm sorry. I wanted to protect Feeny.
So that's why you basically lied to the court?
I was a bad girl. I know. Mr. Judge, I'm a bad girl. Oh.
No one thinks this is as funny as I do.
Yes?
Would you please forgive little old me?
Of course he won't. What you did is called...
Oh, come now. It was just a little old white lie. We'll forget about it this time, but please be more careful from now on, all right?
Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Judge.
Not at all.
The judge had better be more careful of himself. A dark alley is friendlier than that girl.
The first time was into the electrical pole.
I got an achievement for that, but I didn't hear the achievement sound. That was weird. Does she seem familiar? I don't know. She doesn't seem familiar to me. Like, you mean from a previous case?
That's when the cable broke.
You heard the achievement? Weird, I didn't. My OBS must be goofed up. You're saying you actually saw the victim get pushed into the electrical pole?
I know he doesn't look it, but Feeny can be a bit of an imp when he wants to be.
Oh, really?
But I never imagined that he would cause an electrical cable to break. Feeny really is scary when he gets mad.
Yes, he sounds like a very dangerous individual indeed. Does he? Does he, Judge? Does he?
And Dougie tried his best to run away from him.
So let me get this straight. You were happily listening to music on your headphones while you watched the scene unfold.
What?
Right?
Miss Faye, I'll have to ask you to stop badgering the witness.
I wasn't happy. I was so scared that I couldn't even move. All I could do was stand there and cheer them on.
Cheer them on? What do you mean by that?
Well, I wish the best for them both, and that they would each give the fight their all.
Uh-huh. It's very different from the friendly chat you mentioned before. That's very sweet of you to be so supportive.
And what happened after that?
But Feeny caught up and crashed into him from behind.
That doesn't sound quite right. There were handprints found on the chest of the victim's leather jacket. Mr. Payne, were there also prints found on the back of the leather jacket?
Well, no, there weren't.
Madam Faye, may I suggest that you listen a little more carefully?
Okay.
I said that he crashed into him from behind, right? My Feeny wouldn't leave any prints behind in that case, wouldn't he? Would he?
Ugh, okay. Got me there.
The cable snapping and Dougie being electrocuted, it all occurred in less than a minute.
Did you actually witness the moment the victim was electrocuted?
I'm sorry, I didn't actually see it. I turned my eyes away.
Well, that's understandable.
So this is where the photo of the watch comes in. She says it occurred in less than a minute, but we know that the cable snapped at 2:55 and the watch stops at 3:05. So this is where the watch will finally come in. Yes, indeed. It would have been a horrific sight for anyone to behold. I don't figure out the contradiction here. It's all over. She didn't have much time to come up with her lie, so this is my best chance. There must be a hole in her testimony somewhere. Think, Maya. Mia. Mia, Maya. Me, oh my. Is that why it's Mia and Maya? Because it's me, oh my? Was that... There's so many puns in this game. I wonder if that's what they were doing. Anyway, yeah. You haven't accounted for 10 minutes passing, basically. Again, just as a reminder to y'all, it's the watch. It's upside down, obviously, but it's 3:05. So if the cord snapped at approximately 2:55 or 3, then the whole less than a minute is not gonna check out. That's enough, witness.
I'm afraid I don't understand.
You will in a minute. Could you please take a look at this picture? Sorry, it makes me laugh when I look at it.
Oh, that medicine, that's one Feeny likes to take for his cold.
That's not what I want you to see. It's not the medicine I want you to look at. It's the wristwatch. Exactly. It stopped at the precise time the victim was electrocuted. In other words, 3:05 p.m.
Yes, and your point is, Ms. Faye?
My point is this! What time was it when the lab suffered that power outage due to the cable snapping?
Well, according to the student's testimony, the answer is clear. It was 2:55 p.m.
Would you care to explain that to the court, Ms. Dahlia Hawthorne? What exactly happened during this 10-minute interval? The defense proposes that it was during this interval that the real murderer killed Mr. Doug Swallow. Now we're getting around to what I was trying to get around to before. Order, order!
This is nonsense. The real murderer.
Even you can't deny that the time between the cable breaking and the electrocution are completely unaccounted for. Objection, 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 objection.
Then who was it? Who else are you saying could have done it?
There's only one person who could have murdered Mr. Swallow. Only after my client had left the scene. Was there a window of opportunity for the real killer? Mr. Grossberg! No, I'm just kidding.
Ms. Faye, is the defense ready to indict someone as this real killer?
It's finally time. This is the moment I've been waiting for. You know what would be really funny is if we were like, Mr. Payne. Yes, Your Honor, we are ready.
Very well, but remember, if you accuse the wrong person, you will be penalized. Think very carefully before you speak, Ms. Faye. Now then, Ms. Faye, let's have it. Who is the real killer?
It was none other than Mr. Winston Payne! Oh, that's right, his name's Winston. I forgot what his first name was. Like, you're wincing in pain. Right. I think I was calling him Maximum Pain a few times in the past, because I couldn't remember his first name. But we're gonna go Dahlia Hawthorne! It could only have been you, Dahlia Hawthorne!
What? How can you? Oh, my stars.
The defense is grasping at straws.
10 minutes passed between the time the cable broke and the time of the electrocution. What exactly were you doing that whole time, Ms. Hawthorne? Were you really listening to some music while cheering them both on as they fought? I find it hard to believe that you didn't lift a finger to stop the men dearest to you.
Order, Ms. Faye. What? I mean, why? This is to say...
Ms. Hawthorne, I believe you did witness the two men fighting on that day. However, after Mr. Wright pushed the victim and subsequently left the scene, it was you who pushed Mr. Swallow to his death by your very own hands. Ah! Oh, scared the butterflies for a sec.
How can you say something so mean, Madam Faye? I didn't do anything.
Ms. Faye, this is a very serious...
Hold it! I'll say Phoenix is gonna try to defend his sweetheart. Your Honor, but please, I have something I want to say. Achoo!
You, what is it?
Please strike everything the defense said just now from the record. What the? Are you daft? Punk? Around the world. You're totally wrong, Miss Faye. Dolly, she couldn't do something like that. Oh, but she did, Phoenix. Oh, but she did. Alas and alack.
Mr. Wright, get back in your seat. Bailiff, grab that man.
Ah! Achoo! Leave my Dolly alone. Achoo! That's just embarrassing, Phoenix. Ah, that boy. I don't know who's talking right now. It might be Dahlia. No, it's Grossberg.
He's gotten himself in way over his head.
Oh, Mr. Grossberg, you're back. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot he was gone. I mean, that's weird. I knew he wasn't here, but I forgot he was gone. How does that work, brain?
It seems I've arrived just in the nick of time. I found the police report on that incident in your newspaper clipping.
Police report added to the court record. A report on the incident 8 months ago. Thank you so much. This is exactly what I was hoping for. Can I take a look at it? Let's have a little peep, shall we? Incident overview. Location, District Courthouse Cafeteria. Date, time, August 27, 4 p.m. Victim, Diego Armando, age 28. Occupation, lawyer. The suspect was, in fact, Dahlia Hawthorne, at the time, age 19, because this was last year. Armando ingested poison. I told you it was poisoning from the beginning with the medicine. While interviewing the suspect regarding another case. Traces of poison were found in the victim's coffee cup. No poison was found in the vicinity or on the suspect's person. It is unclear how the poison entered the victim's coffee cup. I think it's plenty clear.
You better take a good look at it.
I just did.
It, details how you came to lose your boyfriend.
Mia's boyfriend? What was his name? Armando what? I already forgot. Armando something? Diego Armando. It was Mia's boyfriend. Oh, this is personal. This is personal. Did frickin' my brain is failing me. Did frickin' Dahlia murder Mia's boyfriend?
Now then, the defense has made a very serious accusation. Mr. Payne, what do you have to say about this?
Well, really, Your Honor, that is I.
May I interrupt you for just a moment, Mr. Prosecutor?
Don't you worry, my dear. I have this situation well in hand. That is I. Go right ahead.
Madam Faye, are you seriously accusing me of killing my sweet Dougie?
Yes, I am. Not only am I saying you murdered Doug Swallow, but you also tried to pin the whole thing on your current lover, Phoenix Wright.
I told you you should let me handle this.
Weep!
No, sorry, please go ahead.
How can you say that? I'm absolutely devoted to my dear Feeny. The notion that I would try to frame him is ludicrous.
Ludicrous. Luda!
This is just all too much for poor little me to bear.
Believe the girl is trying to ask what on earth her motive would be.
The answer to that lies somewhere in this police report. It must. The poison, right. The poison, yes, the poison. Cusco's poison, the poison for Cusco. 8 months ago, an incident occurred in the basement cafeteria of this building. I think that the poison is inside that necklace, and that's why Dahlia couldn't poison Dougie or Lord knows Phoenix. Whoever it was she wanted to murder with poison, she couldn't. So she had to resort to waiting, biding her time until she could use electricity to do it. That's why she wanted the necklace back. And then, that same day, the two of them accidentally meet. Your Honor, the defense requests further testimony from Ms. Dahlia Hawthorne. Oh, right, that's why, yeah, no, that checks out. That's why Dahlia gave the necklace to Phoenix, because there was poison in the necklace. Therefore, it was evidence. It was basically a murder weapon. And by giving it to Phoenix, she got rid of the evidence. But then she wanted it back. Further testimony? What about? About the events of the day when she first met the defendant, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
What could that possibly have to do with this case?
The witness claims that she has no reason to frame the defendant, am I correct? Well, I have evidence that suggests that she, in fact, had a very good reason. Very well then, the court grants the defense's request. Young lady, would you mind staying on for just a bit longer?
Of course not, Mr. Judge.
Get ready for the battle of your life, Dahlia Hawthorne. Witness testimony. How I met Feeny.
I I first met my darling Feeny 8 months ago. It's like we were destined to meet in this very courthouse's basement reading room. The moment our eyes met, my heart skipped a beat. We've been going out ever since that fateful day. We're so lovey-wovey, we literally make people—
Oh, no, it's Phoenix. We're so lovey-wovey, we literally make people sick. I was literally like, ugh, earlier. It's just jealousy, I think.
Mr. Wright, do that again and you will be held in contempt of the court.
And now we enter the final act of our little drama.
Well, that's what we used to say in the days of my youth. Go get her.
Cross-examination, how I met my Feeny.
I first met my darling Feeny 8 months ago.
So until that time, you had been dating Doug Swallow.
Yes, I'm a real fool, I know.
A fool in love, only fools rush in.
Letting my emotions change so quickly, I'm ashamed of myself.
No, not at all. Look at me, I'm infamous for changing my mind. My critics have even taken to calling me Judge Fickle.
That's not something you should be probably bragging about. Maybe you should look for a different line of work. And yet he will keep doing this job for years to come, Mia.
Despite that, however, he always hands down the correct verdict. That's why some people also call him the Great Judgini.
That's a bad nickname. The Great Houdini was an escape artist. Oh wait, maybe they're just trying to go with the magician angle. Okay, maybe they're just going with he always hands out the right verdict. It's almost like magic, like he's a magician. But really, the Great Houdini was an escape artist more than anything. So I was like, so when he said Great Judgini, I'm like, escape art? Like he's escaping the wrong conviction? Like, I was like, what? That's kind of weird.
It's like we were destined to meet in this very courthouse's basement reading room.
The courthouse reading room? That's a strange place to meet the love of your life.
That's not true, Madam Faye. After all, Feeny was not only an art student, but he was also planning on becoming a lawyer.
I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about you, Ms. Hawthorne. What was a literature student like you doing in a courthouse reading room? Okay, now see, when you say it like that, Mia, literature, reading, when you say it like that, Mia, it sounds like a dumb question.
This line of questioning is a waste of time. It has nothing to do with our murder case.
Miss Faye, I'm warning you, if this has nothing to do with Mr. Swallow's case...
I have to remember the judge is on Dahlia's side. I'd better tread carefully. I could wait and see for now. I do want to keep pressing. I don't know if this is the right spot. Nah, I'll keep pressing right now. I feel good about it. Your Honor, if you allow me some latitude, I think I can establish relevance. Please ask her to continue with her testimony.
Very well, young lady. I've got a simple question for you. What were you doing downstairs in the courthouse reading room?
If it pleases your honor, the answer is simply this.
Okay, it just brought us straight back to the testimony anyway, so that was a non-issue. Because I was like, I could say wait and see and come back to the testimony, or go forward. But going forward just brought us back to the testimony anyway. So same thing. Same thing which way.
I had come to this courthouse to do some research for a paper I was writing.
Which is not true. I'm gonna press her on it. You were writing a paper on what? Oh wait, no, that's a new piece of information that came out. Yeah, it added. You're right. It added extra. You're right. It didn't even click with me. Yeah, that was a new piece of the testimony. You're right, Turbo.
The relationship between modern Senryu poetry and the criminal underworld.
Oh, I would love to read that. Oh, I would love to know more about that. Which in Japan, Senryu actually was outlawed for a while. Because, no, really, there actually is like a sort of criminal underworld aspect to haiku and Senryu, because it was being used as a way of like spreading messages at a time when it was not welcome. Look into that, it's super fascinating.
Ho 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 ho, that sounds like a fascinating research idea.
Am I getting old? Now I've even forgotten what I've forgotten.
Again, she's calling the judge old and dumb. Again with the midlife crisis. It's not even midlife crisis. I think she's making fun of the judge. Is she trying to make fun of me? She could be. She did call us old too.
Mia, why did that girl really come to this courthouse? Isn't that what you wanted to know? I'm speaking of forgetting things. You haven't forgotten the police report, have you?
Oh, she was making fun of me. She was making fun of me. And no, I've not forgotten the police report, Grossberg. I was coming back to that.
I went through a lot of trouble to get it, my dear. So be sure to read it carefully.
Grossberg, give me. I know what I'm doing. I wanted to press. Their eyes skipped a beat. So what was it about Mr. Wright that made your heart malfunction like that? In my personal opinion, he just looks like a typical snotty-nosed college brat.
Perhaps to a woman your age,
Okay, yeah, she was calling us old.
but to me, Feeny is handsome.
Perhaps to you, Ms. Hawthorne, but to the rest of the planet, he's a dime a dozen.
Love is a mysterious thing, and I object to this line of questioning. If you were to look at my wife, for example, you might all be shocked.
Yeah? Yeah, Winston? Or can we see a photo?
He's telling the truth.
It was truly shocking. Are you trying to say she's like a bombshell of a woman and she fell in love with Winston Payne, which is just like mind-blowing? I gotta see this.
Beautiful mushroom growing tall in the darkness. It comes from cow dung.
I know what you're saying. I know what the core theme of that poem is, but why forest and cow? You don't normally think of cows being in forests. I mean, you can get like wild cows, I guess. Makes you think. I get that you're getting like beautiful mushroom out of dung, so something good out of something bad, you know, like light in the darkness type situation. Are you trying to say the beautiful mushroom growing in the darkness is Winston Payne's wife and Winston is the cow dung? Is that what you're saying? But that would imply that she only, you know, the wife became only more beautiful in surrounding herself in Winston Payne's cow dung. That doesn't make any sense. Well, why did you drop this poem just now?
That's the poem that best describes how I feel about my Feeny.
Oh, that's how you feel about Phoenix. That he's a beautiful mushroom growing in a pile of dung? You know what? Whatever makes you happy. I don't know how I would feel about that.
We've been going out ever since that fateful day.
Okay, I'm gonna go backwards. You came to this courthouse not to write a paper, you silly Billy. You came to this courthouse 8 months ago because you were a suspect. Ms. Hawthorne, you weren't here because of your research paper, were you? Didn't you actually come here for a much more important reason?
Well, what is the meaning of that cocky smile on your face, Miss Faye?
8 months ago, right here in this very courthouse, there... Phoenix gave me his cold. Phoenix made me sneeze. Right here in this very courthouse, there was another tragedy.
Another tragedy?
You mean the incident in which an attorney was poisoned?
The name of the suspect is that incident of the suspect in that incident is listed here in this report. And that name is Dahlia Hawthorne.
What?
Dahlia Hawthorne?
Yes, the sweetie pie of everyone's eye, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Wait, Judge, were you not there for this? How many judges do we have? We only ever see the one judge. Was someone else judging over that case? She was the prime suspect in a criminal case just 8 months ago. Unless this goes back to the Senryu about being old and forgetting things. Maybe the judge is old and he forgot. I don't know.
Order, order, order! This is unbelievable! It's true then, the loveliest rose can hide in a... what?
Miss Faye, that's not fair. You can't slander my witness with an Winston Payne will not allow it!
Mr. Prosecutor, I believe I was speaking.
Ugh, pardon me, go right ahead.
To be fair, Dolly would probably be better off if she did let Payne do the talking.
It's true that about 8 months ago, the police expressed some interest in me.
Express some interest, huh?
Mr. Judge, sir, I know I'm under oath, so I'll tell you the absolute truth. I did not commit the crime that occurred during the incident 8 months ago.
I see.
Okay, I've tied the two crimes together. I've done that so far. Now I've just got to stay on the offensive.
Well done, Mia. Oh, you've really lit a fire in my heart and my buttocks. I could hardly tell which is more inflamed, my spirit or my hemorrhoids.
You have to start... No, you have to stop talking about your hemorrhoids, Mr. Grossbird. I know gross is in your name, but you have got to stop doing that. The testimony, the poisoning.
I met the lawyer who was poisoned to discuss something in the cafeteria that day. I left my seat for just a moment, and that's when it happened. From what I heard, it was a liquid poison that is lethal at just 2 teaspoons.
From what you heard, where did you hear that? That was not in the newspaper. Or in my report, anyway.
Not only that, I heard it was a very special kind of poison. So you see, I'm innocent. I wouldn't even know where to get a poison like that.
I know where you can find some right now.
So that's what happened here 8 months ago.
However, as you've heard from the witness's testimony, she had nothing to do with it. I think the defense is just about out of tricks.
I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Payne. But I'm afraid the defense has many more tricks up its sleeve today. And I'll be sure to show them to you before the end of this cross-examination.
Gah! What the? Why does the defense suddenly feel stronger?
Ah, Mia, you're glowing with a true lawyer's aura, my dear. That proud posture, self-confidence, absolutely smashing.
The cross-examination.
I met the lawyer who was poisoned to discuss something in the cafeteria that day.
What were you talking about with the defense attorney?
Well, I'm sorry, but that's confidential.
According to the report, you were being interviewed regarding another case.
The lawyer that was killed. He said he wanted to talk about an incident I was caught up in when I was younger.
Why don't you tell us all what that incident was?
That has absolutely nothing at all to do with this case.
Objection sustained. The defense's question is stricken from the record.
You get involved in a lot of incidents, don't you, Ms. Hawthorne?
Well, I guess I was just born under a bad sign.
Don't worry, Dolly, I'll protect you.
You heard the man. Now that is true love, young lady.
Oh, Feeny, please.
Even though she's literally trying to peg Phoenix as the murderer. Those two are really making me ill, albeit for decidedly different reasons.
I left my seat for just a moment, and that's when it happened.
How long were you gone?
A I've already answered all these questions for the police. But if you must know, maybe 10 or 20 minutes.
And where were you during that stretch of time? Using the toilet? What are you saying, Miss Faye? Toilet? My perfect little dolly doesn't poop! Phoenix, you're a grown-ass man. Like, come on. Come on, Phoenix, come on.
You heard the defendant, Miss Faye. Better luck next time. Dolly doesn't poop.
Bruh.
Oh, Feeny, please.
The police have already looked into this whole matter. This line of questioning is nothing but a waste of the court's time.
Objection sustained. Ms. Hawthorne, please continue with your testimony.
From what I heard, it was a liquid poison that is lethal at just 2 teaspoons.
About how much liquid is 2 teaspoons? Enough to fit in a very tiny jar that you would hang around your neck? Right, Phoenix?
Well, let me see. My bottle of eye drop says it's half a fluid ounce, which is equal to 2 to 3 teaspoons.
So it's about 2/3 of that amount, huh?
The poison was found in the lawyer's mug of coffee. It must have been after I left the table. Someone must have quietly slipped it in there. Not only that, I heard it was a very special kind of poison.
A special kind of poison, how so?
Well, I heard that it's almost impossible to detect.
Oh, and where would something like that come from?
Speaking of impossible to detect, that's why Doug died to poison. Probably, maybe, no. No, that was a previous theory of mine. Never mind. Electrocution. Back on it.
Oh, and where would something like that come from?
I'm sorry, all I know is what I overheard the policeman saying. They said something about using advanced chemical processes to purify it.
Chemical processes? Well, that's quite impressive. Most impressive.
Why does it sound like the judge is scheming right now? Judge, are you gonna poison somebody? The better question is, how did the criminal get something like that?
You see, I'm innocent. I wouldn't even know where to get a poison like that.
And that's the reason they didn't arrest you? Because no one could show how you could have gotten the poison?
I think it's a good enough reason, Madam Faye.
She's right, and I think we've all had enough of Miss Faye's questions.
So in essence, the main reason that Miss Hawthorne was never arrested for this crime was because no one could show how she could have obtained the poison.
Then all we have to do is find a way to establish how she could have gotten some, right? Great, now just how did a lit student get a hold of poison of all things? I don't know how she got a hold of the poison, I just know where the poison was. Because I think, talking about the fluid ounces thing, the 2 teaspoons thing, I think, now it might be too early, I don't know if we do this now, but that would match the size of this bottle. And I think that's what's important here, I think. And I've got some HP, I think I'm willing to try it. Wait, where she would have gotten the, wait. She could have gotten the poison from Doug Swallow himself. She kept it in the necklace, but she could have gotten the poison from Doug. Maybe that's why she needed to kill Doug, because Doug knew how she got the poison. That's what it is. Maybe, I wonder if Doug also knew about Dahlia killing the lawyer. It's possible. And that's why she needed to, because that's one thing that I didn't know yet. We hadn't pieced together a motive for why Dahlia would want Doug dead, but it could be that. Doug was a pharmacology student, had access to advanced chemistry stuff, his own lab. Oh, absolutely. Okay, hang on. Where do I need to present it? Very special kind of poison. So you see, I'm innocent. I wouldn't even know where to get poison like that. I think I present here. Yes. You wouldn't know how to get that kind of poison? I don't believe you.
What?
In fact, you had easy access to that kind of poison, didn't you? At your boyfriend's lab.
The boyfriend? You mean the victim, Doug Swallow?
That's right. Up until 8 months ago, Ms. Hawthorne was dating Mr. Swallow. And if you'll recall, Mr. Swallow was a pharmacology student at Ivy University.
Pharmacology?
His laboratory contained highly advanced chemistry equipment. In fact, without such equipment, the culprit could never have obtained such a rare and special poison. Well, Ms. Hawthorne, it seems you had access to such a poison after all. And then it was a matter of slipping it into the victim's coffee when he wasn't looking. The only person who could have done that was the one sitting at his very table, you.
No!
Now we're getting somewhere.
Order, order! Could it be?
That's nothing but a...
May I say something, Madam Faye?
What is it, Ms. Hawthorne?
The amount of poison in the coffee was 2 teaspoons, correct?
I don't know, you're the one that came up with that number, but sure.
In order to carry that much liquid, you would need some kind of container.
Yeah, no, I'm aware. I'm getting to that. Yeah, just keep digging your own grave, Dahlia. Keep digging.
Well, yes, that's true.
I was searched immediately after the incident took place.
Quite true. In fact, the entire courthouse was turned upside down.
But they didn't find a suspicious container anywhere, did they?
She's right. They even mentioned that in the report. Oh, don't sweat it out, Mia. Mia, we all know where the poison was stored. Well, you could have easily gotten rid of something that small.
Excuse me, madam, but this is a court of law. If you're saying I threw the poison container away, I think you need to show some kind of proof.
Proof? She got me good with that one. Ooh, got me good. No, we got this.
Provide some evidence, or I'll have to disallow this line of questioning Ms. Faye. Unless we can come up with some evidence, we're going to lose this lead.
The police conducted a full-body search of Dahlia and of the entire courthouse. And yet the container holding the poison disappeared right after the crime occurred.
If you're going to accuse the young lady of committing the murder,
then where is the container the poison was carried in? What happened to it? He says where is the container the poison was carried in? So should I actually provide Phoenix on this one? Because it's with Phoenix right now. Because we all know the container is the present. Am I overthinking it? They're always tricking me with this. Where is the container the poison was carried in? What happened to it? Is this a trick? It's only 1 HP. Is this a trick? I'm gonna click on Phoenix. I think this is a trick. You were forced to get rid of the container in a hurry, weren't you? And that's why you passed it on to someone that had nothing to do with the case. Someone that you knew wouldn't be searched.
who is this person?
Mr. Phoenix Wright, of course.
So the defendant was this witness's accomplice?
Of course not. She gave the poison to him, disguised as a present. Okay, it came up anyway. Maybe both of them would have worked as an answer. Maybe they both would have worked. I was wondering.
What? But that's...
That's a charming little necklace. Is this a little bottle? It's really quite cute.
I have a really hard time believing in 8 months Phoenix never opened that thing. I also have a hard time believing that for 8 months Dahlia was asking for it back and Phoenix just laughed it off and refused to give it back. That is crazy to me. 8 months of that?
So what about it? What does it mean, Ms. Faye?
The day that the witness met and fell for Mr. Phoenix Wright was 8 months ago. August 27th, the very same day as the poisoning incident. Unless Phoenix had no idea it was a bottle. No, we were talking about... I mean, Phoenix would have to be pretty dumb, but we even mentioned it being like a container, and he said, yes, it's full of her love, like full of my sweetheart's love. It's full of Dolly's love. I think he knew it was a bottle, but I think he just was dumb. I think he knew it was a bottle, and I think he just never opened it. He probably assumed it was water or something. I think he was just dumb. Under the pretense of love, the witness gave my client a present. All for the purpose of hiding the one piece of evidence that would give her away.
What? Are you saying there's a deadly poison in here?
No, there's no longer any poison in that bottle. Okay, is it empty? However, I'm certain if the crime lab were to analyze it, they would find a trace amount. Okay, so it is empty, except for maybe a trace amount. Okay. ...
No! Wah!
Order in the court.
Objection!
On behalf of Dolly, I object!
Mr. Wright, control yourself.
I won't let you bully her like this!
Mr. Wright, I thought I told you to stay in your seat.
Mr. Wright, why? Why are you going through so much trouble to protect her? Why? Because I'm madly in love with her! It's a terrible reason, Mr. Wright.
Madly in love. I haven't heard anyone say that in a long time.
Mr. Wright, have you ever thought about this? Why exactly would a woman like Dahlia Hawthorne want to date you anyway? Ooh. Oh, my heart. Oh. Well, I guess she must be madly in love with me too. Mr. Wright, please open your eyes. At this point in the trial, I think it should be obvious to everyone. The real reason that Dahlia Hawthorne is dating you is, because of that necklace, I think. She needs it back. It's not to keep him quiet because he doesn't know anything. It's because of the necklace. Dahlia Hawthorne was not and is not madly in love with you. The only thing she's after is that bottle necklace you love to wear around your neck. My necklace? Back there in the waiting room, you said it yourself. Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she always says the same thing to me. Please give it back now.
What a strange girl, asking for a present back like that.
Dude, are they like actually dating? Like, do they go on dates? Do they stay over at each other's like dorms or whatever? Like, do they have conversations? Like, it's 8 months of dating someone, and I feel like there's no chemistry, and it's because there's not. You know what I mean? Like, what? Like, what is Phoenix madly in love with? You know what I mean? For Dahlia Hawthorne, that necklace is irrefutable evidence of her crime. That's why she absolutely had to get it back. You're lying! But you never gave it back to her. And to make things worse for her, you insisted on showing it to everyone you met. You're lucky to be alive, Phoenix. She would have killed you to get that back. That's why she... I don't believe you. No! That's a lie! Ah! Yeek! White out. Mia, are you alright? Ah, the defendant! He's getting away! Bailiff, hurry! After him! What's happening? What do you mean, Mia, are you alright? What happened?
Mia, are you alright?
Yes, I think so. What happened? Did Phoenix come over and like deck me and then run away? What happened?
That boy, he went completely insane.
Where's Mr. Wright?
It looks like the bailiff caught him, so he should be back soon enough.
Thank goodness. Oh no!
What is it?
The bottle necklace. Ms. Hawthorne's present. It's gone. Oh, that's what it was. He ran over and like pushed us or something to get the bottle necklace.
What? That's terrible!
Mr. Wright must have grabbed it when he slammed into me.
Foolish boy. That's the only thing that could have saved him. What in blazes are we supposed to do now?
Well, I mean, I think it's pretty evident what needs to be done. Mr. Wright, this sort of behavior is unprecedented in the history of this court. I'm sorry.
I'm afraid that your apology is not enough.
Dude, the way Phoenix is acting in this court in front of this judge makes every single time that we've played as Phoenix, where Phoenix is like, why does it seem like the judge has it in for me? Why does it seem like the judge has a bias against me? This is why! This is why! Mr. Wright, what did you do with the bottle necklace? Forgive me, I'm sorry. It's okay, just give back the necklace. I ate it? I was gonna say that! No, what do you mean? What do you mean? I was about to say, I ate it. I ate it. And I'm like, no, that's stupid. But he did! You what? If there's trace amounts of poison left in there, and not the 2 teaspoons, so hopefully he doesn't die, but if there's trace amounts in that bottle, and that bottle opens up, also, how do you pass that? You're gonna pass that ugh. I don't want to think about it.
You ate it?
It was too big to swallow, so I had to chew it into little bits first? What? What was the necklace made out of? Like the crystal part. You chewed it? So if it was crystal, it would have destroyed your teeth. If it was glass, it would have cut your gums. What was it made out of? What do you mean? Gold can be soft. I don't think it was like pure gold though, so it couldn't have been that soft. What the? Well, he's probably in pain because he's got trace amounts of poison in his system now. Just trace amounts.
What is he doing now?
Slowly getting very, very sicker. Your Honor, you've got to stop the trial. Mr. Wright, are you feeling okay? Does your stomach hurt? That bottle you swallowed may have had some poison left in it.
It seems the defendant has proven the prosecution's case for us. Clearly that bottle did not contain a deadly poison.
How can you be so sure?
I think that's obvious. As you can see, the defendant is still very much alive.
Well, yeah, because he didn't have very much of it.
As for the poison, more like a fledgling defense attorney's overactive imagination.
So it would seem. No, we had testimony that it takes 2 teaspoons, and if the thing was mostly empty, he's fine. No, there must be some mistake. The bottle must not have had any poison left in it. Either that or the poison must have lost its potency. That's what I'm saying.
There, it's all right, rookie. Trusting your client is the most noble thing a defense attorney can do. And it's heartwarming to see that you place this much faith in Mr. Wright.
Although, to be fair, Phoenix has actually been sick basically this whole time, and he's been taking that medication.
But that's how it is for us on the prosecution side, too. For example, I would trust the witness, Ms. Hawthorne, with my very life.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't do that.
Which is why I can state that your assessment of her is completely wrong.
That's enough. Unfortunately, Ms. Faye, I cannot accept your explanation of the events.
But why?
This may be impossible for a beginner like you to understand, but in a court of law, evidence is everything.
Even after I proved so much, Is she going to get away with everything? No, the pills. Check the medication. Let's see if she's been slowly poisoning Phoenix to get that necklace back. Well, now that the suspicion surrounding... Excuse me. Now that the suspicion surrounding Ms. Hawthorne has been cleared up, I would like to proceed with the trial. Hold it! Mr. Wright? I'm sorry, Miss Faye. It totally slipped my mind. I'm really, really sorry. I know you believed in me, and I feel like I really let you down. Mr. Wright, what are you trying to say? There's something I forgot to tell you. What is it? That day I met Doug Swallow. That girl, you shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you for your sake, if you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news. You're lying. Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Last night, someone stole some poison from our lab. Poison? I mean, that's not even sugarcoating it. The same thing happened 8 months ago. A drug sample was stolen. She came to the lab that time, too. It could only have been her. That girl is a thief. Stop it! Don't talk about her like that. So there was more to it than that. There was more to it. You didn't forget to tell us, you just didn't want to tell us. Is it true? Did he really say that?
That's ridiculous.
There's one more thing. After I pushed him that day, I got worried and came back to have a look. And she was there. Dolly was right there. Now that, I suspected, but we haven't gotten that out in the court yet. She was crouched down next to him. What? She told me not to ever tell anyone about it, but I'm sorry, Dolly. See, if you knew all that, Phoenix, why did you go and eat the necklace, you goober?
Your Honor, the defendant is...
Miss Faye, you tell them! That Dolly didn't do it! She's innocent! She's not, though. You can't have it both ways, Phoenix. You can't have it both ways. So Dahlia stole poison 8 months ago too, huh? If you put that together with Mr. Wright's testimony, then there's only one possible conclusion. The defense believes that Ms. Dahlia Hawthorne stole some poison on the night before she killed Doug Swallow.
The night before?
Naturally, her motive for stealing it was to kill someone. Miss Faye. If you're so certain of your theory, then let me ask you this. Yeah, this is your last chance. Think carefully now. There's something that she desperately wanted to get back. Therefore, exactly who was Ms. Dahlia Hawthorne planning to kill? Phoenix. From the necklace bag. There was one person that was standing squarely in Ms. Dahlia Hawthorne's way. And that person was... Mr. Phoenix Wright. Me? I know, put it together, knucklehead.
That's preposterous.
Put it together, knucklehead. He had the necklace.
After all, it was Doug Swallow that was murdered.
Well, it's true that that's how things worked out. But let's remember that Mr. Swallow died of electrocution, not poison. The person that Ms. Hawthorne was planning to poison was in fact you, Phoenix Wright. There's no one else that it could be.
But how can that be? I thought Mr. Wright and Ms. Hawthorne were in love.
Well, Phoenix was in love. Poor Mr. Wright. This must be killing him. Hang in there. Hang in there, buddy. I'll bring her to justice. I swear it. As I said before, the only thing Mrs. Hawthorne truly cared about was the one piece of evidence linking her to that incident 8 months ago. That's right, the bottle necklace. That's all she cared about. But even so, why? Why would she go so far as to murder him? 8 months ago, just after the fall of that attorney in the basement cafeteria, Dahlia Hawthorne could think of only one thing: how to get rid of the bottle necklace as quickly as possible. No, it can't be. Is it starting to make sense now, Phoenix? It was a pretty good move she made, too. The evidence was missing for a long time. But there was just one big problem. Although she got him to hide the evidence, Mr. Wright refused to return it to her. To him, the tiny little bottle was a cherished treasure. He even showed it to everyone he met. Which is just embarrassing. That's just embarrassing. You mean that's why she tried to kill Mr. Wright? Yes, correct, Your Honor. It was to retrieve that piece of evidence. That can't be true!
Beanie, what a joke you are.
Now her true colors are out. Now they shine. And the butterflies are gone too, I see.
Honestly, how can any woman ever count on you for anything? I even told you time and time again to keep your trap shut about me and that necklace. You disgust me.
Ms. Hawthorne! It appears that we're nearing the end of this trial.
Fine, I can tell you plan on making me into a criminal no matter what I say.
You are a criminal, Ms. Hawthorne.
We'll see about that. But first, where's your evidence? It seems your sniveling little crybaby of a client has eaten the bottle as a snack.
Yeah, but that's only poison number 1. What about poison number 2? Remember, Doug said right before he died that more poison had been stolen. Because you wanted to kill Phoenix Wright. And you knew Phoenix Wright was ill, so you placed that poison in his medicine. That's why you swiped his medicine. We just need to have an analysis on the medicine.
Hey, old man, are you senile or something? Why don't you say something instead of sitting there with that dumb look on your face?
Miss Hawthorne, what's happened to you?
Are you really that shocked? Or do you prefer me this way, Mr. Judge? With absolutely no proof, you treat a voluntary witness like she's a mass murderer. Well, I have nothing more to say. I'll be heading home now if you don't mind.
But we're not finished.
Fine. Then ask this nasty old hag to finish up already.
Hold it right there. I can't let her get away this time.
Stop, Mia. If you keep on pushing without any evidence, you can pay the ultimate price as a lawyer.
Ultimate price? You'd be forced to take off your attorney's badge forever, I'm afraid. High stakes, but don't worry, I think we've got evidence. No!
You'd better think it over carefully, Miss Fay. Or should I say, Ms. Gray?
That was weak. That was weak, Dahlia. That was weak. Well, Ms. Fay, can you provide evidence that would establish her guilt once and for all? I think so. If I mess up here, my career as a lawyer is over. But to be honest, at this point, I don't have any evidence that's well-founded. Even so, I'd rather lose my attorney's badge than let her get away with murder. Your Honor, the defense would like to present proof. Impossible! You can't possibly!
Stupid woman.
It is the opinion of the court that there has already been enough discussion. Therefore, I will allow only one piece of evidence to be presented. Just one? If you are unable to establish her guilt, then I'm afraid that a very harsh verdict will immediately be handed down on Mr. Wright. I understand, Your Honor.
I can just imagine the headlines for tomorrow's newspaper. Up-and-coming lawyer plummets to earth before she gets the chance to soar.
She was planning to poison Mr. Wright. If that's the case, then the poison was probably in there. The medicine bottle! Well then, Ms. Faye, please present your evidence. They're going light on me, it's only 3 points. Show to this court irrefutable proof that Ms. Hawthorne was planning to poison Mr. Wright. The Cold Killer X. It's got the word killer in it. Here it is, Your Honor. The evidence that will prove her guilt once and for all. Cold Killer X? Phoenix Wright's beloved cold medicine?
Does our rookie defense attorney have a bit of a cold?
If I did, I still wouldn't take this cold medicine. After all, it's been poisoned. What? Remember what the defendant said in his testimony. But I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime on the day of the accident. I always eat with Dolly, just the 2 of us. Just the 2 of us. She was the one who took his bottle of Cold Killer X. Then she poisoned it knowing that Mr. Wright was going to take some.
Now you're really grasping at straws. After all, it was the victim, Doug Swallow, that was holding the medicine.
I would like the court to recall the crime that happened here 8 months ago. Where did Ms. Hawthorne hide the evidence? Huh? What are you talking about? 8 months ago, the poison was hidden in her bottle necklace, which she then gave to someone else for safekeeping. Someone she had accidentally run into in the reading room, my client, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Yes, that's right. She did the same thing this time as well. After shoving the victim, Mr. Phoenix Wright left the scene of the crime. That is when the murderer, Dahlia Hawthorne, appeared. With her, she was carrying the poisoned bottle of Cold Killer X. This, of course, was so she could carry out her plan to murder Mr. Wright. I believe she did testify that she was going to meet with the defendant. Yes, and she heard and saw everything that happened at the scene of the crime, including what the defendant and victim were arguing about and the cut electrical cable. That's when she realized, I can't allow Doug to still live. I didn't skip that, it went really fast. She used the severed electrical cable to silence him forever. Unfortunately for her, this is when the problem occurred. Mr. Wright, who she thought had left the scene, came back to check on the victim. And on top of that, because of the power outage, some students showed up as well. It's hardly any wonder that she was, as she put it, in a state of panic. Recall that she was carrying that bottle of poisoned cold medicine. She must have thought, what if they search me like they did 8 months ago?
8 months ago?
Yes, she disposed of the evidence exactly the same way as she did back then. She had someone else hold it. In this case, Doug Swallow. There it is. There it is.
Oh, come on now, everyone. Surely you aren't fooled, are you? The stupid woman. She's nothing but a filthy, stinking liar. Right, Mr. Prosecutor?
Yes, that's exactly right. It's just pure desperation.
I wonder which one of us is the desperate one. So, Ms. Hawthorne, this cold medicine, I wonder if you wouldn't mind taking some. Well, Mr. Wright ate that necklace of yours, right? Now it's your turn to prove your innocence. What do you say? That's crazy. That's crazy. If I'm just a filthy, stinking liar, then there's no need to worry. So come on, show us, I dare you, to take some of this medicine right now. That is like, I know where they're going with this, but I think trying to coerce someone into taking poison might be frowned upon.
Mia Fey!
Oh, she's gone evil mode.
Do you think you've won? Well, do you, Mia Fey?
She's lost her pupils.
That's just fine. For the time being. Victory is yours.
For the time being?
Well, I have a very long memory, you know. You and I will meet again. I'm certain of it. Well then, Mr. Judge, I'll see you later too, okay?
Huh? Yes.
I'm going to go spend a little quality time with the men in blue now. I wish you all the best.
Whew. It's finally all over.
I refuse to accept this! The defense hasn't shown a scrap of evidence to support their outrageous claim!
I've shown so many scraps of evidence, dude. I don't know what you're talking about. But even so, Judge, what do you mean, even so? Your witness seems to have accepted it.
I don't care, I'm Winston Payne! And I don't believe one word this rookie lawyer has said!
Well then, Mr. Payne, let me ask you this.
Yes?
Would you care to try this cold medicine?
What?
Just a little earlier, I could have sworn you said...
There, it's alright, rookie. For example, I would trust the witness, Miss Hawthorne, with my very life.
So if she's so trustworthy, then I'm sure there couldn't possibly be any poison in here, right?
You see, yes.
And here comes the back pedal. Come on now, rookie killer, show this rookie how it's done. How much trust do you really have for this woman? Are you willing to bet your life? Probably not. Well, I mean, we know not, because we'll see him in the future.
Yeah, my hair, it's flying.
Oh, this is how he lost his hair?
What?
This must have been a devastating loss for him. Mr. Payne? About Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Yes, Your Honor.
That's the Payne that we know.
I'll file papers for her immediate arrest.
Tragic, but not surprising. I knew there was something suspicious about her from the very beginning. Don't lie, just admit you were wrong. By the way, Miss Faye. Yes, Your Honor? Was it just me, or did you add, and Miss Dahlia Hawthorne seem to know each other? Yeah, we kept that very professional, not bringing that up. Your Honor, whether we did or not has no bearing on this case. Very well. Mr. Payne.
This can't be happening. It's a nightmare. It's like losing to my daughter.
It appears Mr. Payne has lost his spirit along with his hair. Does the defendant have anything further to say? It can't be true. My dear Dolly. Achoo! Very well then. I believe I am ready to pass judgment and bring this trial to an end. The court finds the defendant Phoenix Wright guilty. No. Not guilty. Yay! This court is adjourned. April 11th, 3:16 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3.
Maria, you were wonderful in there. Thank you for everything.
Oh, thank you for everything, Mr. Grossberg.
During the verdict, I thought my hemorrhoids were going to explode like Mount Vesuvius.
Mr. Grossberg, do you, maybe think you could stop talking about them? That's what I've been saying!
That's rather rude. Anyway, this case really made me think. What does it really mean to have a relationship of mutual trust with the client? Perhaps it is we veteran lawyers who have lost sight of this.
Oh, Mr. Wright. Congratulations! Thanks. You know, I was thinking... Go on. The dolly that I saw up there on the witness stand? I don't think that was really her. What? Yeah, the Dolly I know could never have said those kinds of terrible things. Maybe she was like, I don't know, a fake or something. Boy, this poor kid still hasn't got a clue. You need to forget about her, Mr. Wright, for your own sake. Yeah, you're right. That's probably for the best. Also, you need to relax a bit more. Try to grow up a little. But out of all my friends, everyone says I'm the most grown up. Yikes, that's not good, Phoenix. That's not, I mean, which friends are we talking about? Larry? Larry Butts? Eek, what kind of company does this guy keep? Right now, I'm studying to become a lawyer myself. That's what you keep saying. But I thought you were in the art department. Well, yeah, I am. But there's a friend that I desperately want to help. And if I hurry, then I should still be able to save him in time. I see. Say, Miss Faye? A lawyer is someone who can help people when they're in trouble, right? Yes, you're right, I'm still new at this myself, but I think that's exactly what a lawyer is. Okay, I'm going to do it. I'll study my butt off. I'll become a lawyer for sure. I hope we see each other again someday. Maybe even in court. Who made that pink sweater for Phoenix? Surely he didn't. There's no way that Dahlia got that for him. It's been 5 years since I was acquitted of all charges. Ooh, Phoenix is narrating. Yeah, he's talking about Edgeworth. I became a lawyer like I planned and managed to save my friend. But Mia has passed on to a better place. For me, this trial brings up a lot of painful memories. But it also brings up some very precious ones. And memories that I thought would never rise to the surface again. Mia is gone now. But even so, I can hear her in my mind. And sometimes out loud when she possesses like Maya or like Pearls or, you know, other people. Sometimes she possesses people. It's crazy. Phoenix, no matter what, always believe in your client. In a court of law, your greatest weapon is your belief. That's Mia, a bit older. 5 long years. I guess I say a bit. 5 years older. Something has happened that's made me think back to her words of wisdom. But that is a story for another day. Episode 1, Turnabout Memories, the end. That was episode 1. Basically the tutorial episode. A brand new episode has been added. And so it has. Episode 2, oops, saving content. Yep, I would like to save my I was trying to read the title, but I guess I won't. I guess the stolen turnabout, that's what it is. Next time on Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, we'll be jumping into episode 2, the stolen turnabout. But that will have to be, as Phoenix said, a story for another day. That dude looking cool. Yeah, the guy with the sick visor. I've seen images of him before. I've never played the game before. I don't know what he's like. I don't know how this is gonna go. But I've seen images of him before, and he seems like a pretty cool guy. So we'll find out if that's true or not. He looks cool, right? He looks super cool. He looks super fly. Super fly for a lawyer guy. But as I said, that is where we will leave it for today's stream. Tomorrow, I will be streaming at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, playing the 3rd game of Deponia. If you want to jump into some point-and-click adventure action, 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, it's Goodbye Deponia. We beat the 2nd game sometime last year and haven't played it since, so I'm starting that tomorrow. The case for the Case 2 trial, I recommend having a lot of coffee with you. I always do. I'll have plenty of my coffee. I'll be just A-okay. But That's all I've got for the schedule. I haven't made Tuesday and on yet. I was gonna do that for today, and then I was doing other things yesterday, and it just slipped my mind. So I haven't made the rest of the schedule for the rest of the week. But sometime throughout the week, we've got more Little Guardsmen, we got more Danganronpa, we've got more Ace Attorney, we've got more Red Dead. We've got lots of things kind of going on all at once. So keep your eyes peeled throughout the week for any notifications for streams or whatever. I'll try to post something sometime soon. But that's where I'm going to leave it for today. Thanks for hanging out with me this Sunday morning into afternoon now as we roll on in. If you've enjoyed the stream, make sure to hit that like button. The Walking Dead, we've got too many things started. Walking Dead probably won't be until 2026. So don't get too excited for Walking Dead before the end of the year. We're taking a little bit of a, mostly, nothing against Walking Dead. I do want to play more Walking Dead. We've got a lot of horror kind of going on with Danganronpa. Well, not a lot right now, because I also stopped playing No, I'm Not a Human for a bit. I try to cut back on some of the horror stuff. We're in Magic Mist, we're in Christmas season or whatever, and I felt like we had a lot of horror still left over from October and November, so I wanted to reel that back a little bit. So we'll get into Walking Dead Game 3 eventually, but probably not until next year. So don't hold your breath, because you'll be holding it for a long time. But if you enjoyed today's stream, please make sure to hit that like button. I'm going to head on out of here, and until next time, bye. Something is definitely broken. Like, there's like no music playing, and it says it should be. So just enjoy the absolute silence of these trees. Oh, my freaking stream is like playing on its own. Anyway, maybe I should sing songs. Goodbye, farewell, the snow will snow again one day. I don't know any goodbye songs. Well, have a nice day, everybody. Bye-bye. Are you still here? Are you like waiting for like a secret or something? Like you can go now. I don't mean to keep you. Nothing's gonna happen. Adieu, adieu. I don't know French. Au revoir. Auf Wiedersehen. Ciao, ciao. Adio. Adios. Sayonara. Larry.